G. There it is.
There we go.
Stuff. Buttons.
Except all my inlays are off slightly. There we go.
I know.
No, they're not. Okay.
Alrighty. We good? Or is she gone?
Oh, yeah. We're good, sorry.
Oh, okay. I don't see her. Alright, so last we left off, you all were still in the dungeon of the Tomb of Eternity, where you had made your way into the room of a beholder, and continued to battle it. Things were going poorly, and so Vanya used one of the cards that he had pulled from the mysterious deck called the Fates to essentially bring everybody back in time to the moment right before you had opened the door and walked into the lair of the beholder. Him giving you a warning, you thought better of going in there after he explained to you what had taken place, and so you decided to retreat and regroup. You were followed by a couple of the Nothic henchmen of the Beholder who went back and reported to the Beholder, while you guys had fallen back to a room that you had rested in previously, and after setting up a tiny hut, tried to begin a rest. Unfortunately, you did not have that much time, as after barring the door with magical shackles, the door was disintegrated, and the beholder chased you into the corridors that you had already explored throughout the tomb. As you guys tried to run away to a different area of the tomb, Fyke grabbed or retrieved from Noxus 3 of the sticks of dynamite that you had retrieved from earlier traps in the tomb, and ran back towards the beholder in an attempt to either kill it or slow it down or give the rest of you an opportunity to escape. His motivations may never be known, but upon his running back, several members of the party turned around themselves to follow him, at which point conflict with the beholder ensued. A long, hard-fought battle ensued, resulting in the death of the beholder and its minions. However, it also resulted in the near death of Fyke, the death of Biero, and the disintegration of Ranade. Biero was able to be revived by a Revivify spell from Noxus, as well as Fyke being saved from the brink of death. However, Biero did lose a good portion of his left hand. And we left off with everyone beginning to kind of realize where they are, figure out what's going on, and with Fyke asking, after having Shango deal the final blow to the beholder with a powerful lightning bolt, exploding him all over the place.
Poetic justice.
Shango retreated into the other room, dropping to his knees and letting out a baleful moan. We ended with Fyke asking, "Where's Ren?" And that's where we'll pick back up.
make my way over to where everybody's seems to be gathering.
You were lying on your back with your head cradled in Terra's lap, as you had just been. You're at 1 hit point.
I think everybody was in that room we originally came in, right? Except for me, because I was over where Renata's ashes
Yes, everyone is in essentially that room where you guys all had originally entered, except for Shango, who walked over into the room where Renata's pile of ash was.
Sarah, tell me what I think happened didn't actually happen.
It did.
I'm sorry. I was out for most of that fight. Oh, fuck, your arm looks terrible.
That's another question. Where's my fucking hand?
Tara points over to something floating in the pool, which looks like a blackened, rotted left hand up until about a little bit of forearm that's just kind of like floating necrotically dead in the pool of scummy water.
I don't think I can use that anymore. Ow.
No, I don't think so. Hopefully, when we get back to Craghammer, we can find someone to take care of it for you. Our family knows some powerful clerics. However, she helps you to your feet, kind of letting you lean on her. She says, "Your friend, however, I don't know. She may be beyond any of our help."
Where is she?
Where's Ren?
She just points into the other room where Shango is down on his knees.
rocking back and forth.
Oh, he's up now, walking, pacing back and
No,
forth.
sorry,
Rocking back and forth. Sorry.
Yeah.
I'll head in there.
Follow him.
I will. I'll use my last healing hands for Bureau.
Okay.
If I can find them. There it is.
So you're now at 14 hit points, Bureau.
Thanks, Nox.
Yeah.
Tara kind of stands to the side, letting the rest of you walk into the room with Shango, as you can see him facing a corner of the room on his knees, kind of just rocking back and forth.
True. Cannot be.
And sitting in front of him in a pile in the corner, you see sitting atop a pile of ash and dust that is fairly decently sized. What look to be the magical items that Renata carried on her, including the now mundane Curtanus blades that she carried with her when you originally met her, no longer looking to be the magical vestiges that she once carried.
Why'd she leave her stuff? Where is she?
Vanya will just point to the pile of dust. That's her.
No.
She's gone.
Cannot be.
Tara, have you heard of anything that can fix this?
I have no idea. Most resurrection magics require some semblance of the physical form to still be present. I'm a practicer of the arcane, not resurrection magics.
I'm just gonna lean my head on Nox.
I was gonna warn you before I did this. When you do that, Nox actually grabs you by your shirt and puts you on the wall. This is your fault. you just listened instead of ran at the fucking thing, she'd still be here.
Nox.
I'm not the only one that thinks that, am I? You may have the death wish, Fyke, but we don't. And now that person is gone. Because you have a death wish. I understand you were trying to help, but we needed to run. And you'll put him down.
It's not his fault.
Nox, losing someone is hard. I know. But it doesn't help to blame everybody else.
Oh. One bit. Vanya will go over to Shango. All right, Weatherman.
I'll eventually. No. No. Far from it. True. Cannot be.
This is the first person you've lost.
No. But. No. Like this, yes. Lost like this. Person like this.
Hey, Weatherman. Help me gather her, would you?
Of course.
Can't leave her here like this.
Certainly not.
She deserves better.
I don't mean to press any of you, but with the Beholder dead, we have a way out of here, and I don't believe we should stay here any longer than we have to. If there is a way to help your friend, we're not going to find it here.
It can wait a minute or two.
To stay a moment longer, I need. I'll start gathering up the blades, the message bracelet, and the prestidigitation spray. Which I assume those all survived, right?
Yep.
Yeah. Yeah,
Or
there's a list.
magic.
Yeah, the studded
Yeah.
leather alchemy jug, her journal that Fyke made magic. Fyke got a magic one
Yeah.
for her.
I have it all copied, so if you want to put it in the
Mhm.
bag, we can put it in the bag.
I was gonna pick up specifically those items, and actually I'll also pick up the journal, and I'll hold it out in front of Fyke. Since I think we knew that he gave it to her. Question mark?
I think so, yeah.
Yeah.
Mm-hmm.
No, that's alright, Shango. You always liked books so much.
I guess.
I reach for my loot and with my missing hand and realize what I'm doing, and so instead of playing, I kind of hum a mournful song.
Mm-hmm.
Vanya scoops up some of the dust into a belt pouch or something.
All right. It's quite a bit of dust. I
Yeah,
mean,
he's
same
not
amount
going
of
for-
physical mass as was Ranade, so it's a fairly
course,
large pile.
He's not going for like all of it. He's basically
Okay.
trying to like gather maybe an urn's worth or something.
Okay, yeah, that's
for
easy
something
enough.
for
to do.
something that could be like scattered later.
Yeah, that's easy enough to do.
True.
Tara
After-
just kind of stays back and gives you all the minutes that you asked for.
After I pocketed that stuff, I'll take a look back in the room that we originally came in.
Mm-hmm.
And reach out the hand and cast Shatter centered on that statue of Basweir.
Okay. Yeah. You cast Shatter, and there's a what sounds like a crack of thunder, and the statue just gets blasted apart and turns into rubble and pebbles that get flung across the room.
Vanya sees this and nods. Good fucking riddance.
Yes. Death appears too easy and punishment no for him. Something better we will think of.
Something worthy of losing the best of us.
Indeed. Wait. Wanya,
Yes.
those cards you pulled,
Yes.
they were... I got to go, and I'll start marching down the hallway in the direction of the rooms where we had pulled the cards a little while ago.
Ooh boy.
Oh, no, no, no.
Okay. You guys
Oh, no.
watch as Shango just disappears around a corner of a hallway.
Gosh. Shango!
You want me to get him?
I think that'd be smart. I'll go with you.
Alright. I'll dash after him.
I will follow.
All right. Are you running or just demonstrably walk like
Yeah, march,
walk,
like the ones
marching?
who walking. Yeah,
I'll
like
run.
walking with a purpose.
All right. You hear Nox and Vanya's heavy footfalls come up behind you.
I'll continue walking.
Are you
We'll
guys
follow it.
stopping him or
follow.
just following him?
Following him.
I'll stop him.
All right. You like what? Put your hand out on his shoulder and try to spin him around, or all right.
I'm putting my hand on my shoulder and gripping his shoulder and just stopping him from moving forward.
Yeah,
I'm
you're not
forcing
like
him to
grappling
face
him
me.
or anything. Yeah, you're just kind of trying to get his attention.
Yeah.
It's like I'm walking in place now.
Yeah.
What? Why
Basically.
are you stopping me?
That is not a good idea for this, Weatherman.
Why not? Chance there is. You pull cards.
I mean, he's not wrong. I mean, as long as he's got us to help him, I don't see why it would be a bad thing.
Are you sure you want to bet your life on this chance?
Me, my life? Yes.
I'll walk around to the front of Shango and look him in the eyes and see if I can judge how sure he is about this.
I'll have Shango answer that.
Yeah.
Yeah. You see a very determined face, and yeah, you see he's ready to take the chance as long as there is a chance.
All right. Let's go then.
All right. Just the three of you, because I don't think I heard anybody else saying that they were following.
I would be like limping behind, like leaning
Alright.
on Tara, so like probably
Tara's-
not top yet.
Yeah, Terrell is helping you as best she can. Fyke, are you staying there by yourself or following the group?
No, I'm gonna stay by Ren and Sob.
Okay. So you're left behind by the group as the rest of the group follows Shango as he marches towards the rooms in those natural caverns that you had found previously. You come up to one of the around the natural pools of scummy water into the area with the large metal doors. As you step in, they open automatically like they did before.
I'll stop in front of the doors and take a deep breath.
Go, Ditya Kroma.
Tara kind of catches up with Bureau at this point and says, if you'll recall, those rooms filled with poison when you entered them.
That's why I'm going in with him.
So
I'm not
am I.
pulling a card this time. I'm just there to drag him out if he's about to die.
Not for nothing, you look like you're about to die yourself, big man.
I
Well-
take a greater healing potion.
I
So
look at
who
her.
all
I look.
in the room?
I am going.
So you heal 15 hit points.
I sure
Noxus.
do. I have 16 total now.
Yep. Noxus, how you looking on hit points?
I'm at 81.
81. Oh, so you're probably looking the best out of everybody in the group.
How's Shango?
Because you were sleeping through a lot of those fights.
Yeah.
Pretty much.
You're well rested.
Shango is very visibly beat up, like at the brink of death.
That one's for Shango, and
So you got another 14, Shango,
that one's for Vanya.
and another 16, Vanya.
Oops.
All right. Now, most probably gonna be poison. If that skull-faced motherfucker is still around, he'll
Don't
want
worry,
you
I
to
got-
sit in the chair.
I got
Go.
that handled.
Sit in the chair. Pull your card.
Let me check one thing. 1 second. Okay.
Just to be absolutely clear, I'm not in the room.
Yep.
Yep.
Are you stepping in, Shango?
In a second, I'm giving myself
Oh,
another.
yeah, all right.
Yeah. So like
Another
another
21.
big breath, and you see like a little flare up, a little like light coming off, because I was legitimately close to death.
Yeah.
And why might not be smart? Right, and then I'll step in and head straight for the desk.
You step in and walk towards the desk, expecting the doors to slam shut behind you, but they do not.
I know it.
Still.
You turn around, the doors don't seem to be moving. You turn back around to face the desk. There is no figure.
I'll sit down at the desk anyways.
You sit down at the desk. The chair creaks as it is old wood, but nothing appears to be happening.
I'll start looking all around and like looking under the desk, looking over the desk around, like sort of starting to get panicked. Like, what is it?
Make an investigation check. "21. You spend a solid minute just like turning the standing up. You turn the chair over. You turn the desk over. You like run your hands along the walls, trying to. Nothing appears to be happening.
Oh,
The room is cold and damp, as the rest of this place is.
They're killing me.
You get the sense that this area of the dungeon belonged to the Beholder, and with it gone, whatever influence it had on the area is now gone as well.
I'll flip the table.
Yeah, you flip the table and it clatters against the stonework.
I'll look over. Vanya was with me, right?
Yeah, I believe Nox is in there with you as well.
I'll look to both of them. Thank you. Out of here we shall get now. No longer I can stand it.
Yeah.
Sorry.
It was worth a try, Tara says. You guys look around and realize that Fyke is not with you.
Shit.
Oh, now I gotta go get him.
Let's go get him.
You all backtrack to where you think you left Fyke. Fyke, what have you been up to over the last 10, 15 minutes or so that they've been gone?
Fyke's just reciting a prayer to the Raven Queen to take care of Ren and make sure that she keeps her safe, and wherever she is, that he hopes that she's happy.
All right. Make a religion check. As you are on your knees there in front of the pile of what's left of the pile of ash that was once Renata, you reflect on your time with her, and say a prayer to the Raven Queen, someone you're not used to praying to, but you throw something together the best you can from what you know of her. With that, Ren,
Oh.
you, yes, Ren,
Dum dum.
1 second.
you
Do-do-do-do.
find yourself in a familiar black expanse. The last thing you remember was the light of one of the beholder's eye beams coming at you and bracing for it, and trying to dodge out of the way. You look around at this environment where you have met with your 2 patrons previously in your dreams. And as you continue to look around, one of the times when you spin around, you see a large figure in a draping black cloak with a white porcelain mask, standing opposite from you, featureless mask, and you hear, "Sooner than I'd hope, sister."
Agreed.
I am sorry.
I was not strong enough.
You see her head kind of cocked to the side, and she says, I would not say so. The rest of your compatriots survived the encounter and were victorious.
She's like, lets out a big sigh of relief at that. Good. Good.
Though a little worse the wear, Bureau suffered a familiar injury to Fyke from battles past. Nothing I don't think that they can't resolve upon their return to civilization.
I'm sure he shall be fine. He is strong.
He is having trouble with his loot. Some grim humor from the goddess of death.
I like her.
That
I like
can
how she's
be
trying to.
fixed.
I like how she's trying to be like funny, but she's monotone at the same time.
Yeah.
It's great.
It runs in the family.
I was hoping this responsibility for me would not come for many years. Though I will admit, I have been looking forward to your reunion. Our reunion.
Tis good to see you again, sister. Though
Though I
agree.
am
Too soon.
not the same entity that you once knew. There is a piece of them still residing within my consciousness, but
That is all right. I doth not believe I am the same person either. Not entirely.
in the best possible way. Her arms kind of open and extend, and she gestures to her left as you watch a portal open up in the black expanse and light pour through as you see beyond what could only be described as, and I'm paraphrasing and stealing a little bit here, but a gleaming white shoreline, and beyond a vast green country under a swift sunrise, what you would imagine Elysium probably looks like. And she says, time to take you to where you belong.
All right.
As you walk over to the portal, she stops you momentarily and says, I will be able to visit from time to time. You'll be able to see Mother and Father again. And a gift for your service to me and my compatriot, Melora, asked me to impart this boon onto you as well. And she reaches down with her pale fingers and touches your forehead. And a boon is granted upon you to be able to look upon your compatriots whenever you see fit.
Thank you. Thank you.
Well, as that ends, she drapes her cloak around you and ushers you into the afterlife.
And as she's doing that, she kind of peeks back just into the darkness and kind of mutters to herself, I doth hope they find the letter. And she kind of half smiles and walks through.
The letter?
All right.
Uh-oh.
Dum,
All
dum,
right.
dum.
As you walk through, the camera kind of pulls back as the portal closes into the black infinite expanse. Yet again, as we cut back to the rest of the group coming back to find Fyke in a similar position that Shango was in not long ago. You hear him finishing a prayer to the Raven Queen of all people, of all deities, I should say. As you come back, you look up Fyke and see the rest of the party, particularly Shango, a bit still grief on their faces, but mixed with frustration on Shango's face.
Hey, my brother. Are we ready to leave?
Yes,
I think so.
very much so.
Are you good to walk?
I'm fine. If I could just stand up and just start heading towards the exit.
All right. Let's go.
All right, you guys make your way through the tunnels, the familiar tunnels, avoiding any traps, all the traps that you were aware of, back to the lair of the Beholder. The room, the doors open. The room beyond those 8 glowing rocks pillars along the outside of the room have gone dark. They are no longer changing color and light. And you just have the large cylindrical platform in the center of the room there before you. However, for the first time, you see beyond it, on the wall that when you originally entered the room, what appears to be a large sword, almost like hung up like a display piece on the back wall, where it would have been behind where the Beholder was previously when you entered the room.
I'd like to go up and inspect it.
Make an investigation check.
Large as in
Like a great
great
sword
sword?
size.
Or, okay. I was if you meant large as in like 20 feet large.
Oh no. Yeah.
Like I can wield that.
It appears to be a very great sword. The handle has a leather wrapping to it. There is a large curved upwards crossbar that comes up, and the blade appears to be made from, excuse me, some sort of crimson, like it's a red metal almost. And about a third of the way from the crossbar, from the hilt up the blade, there are these two like upward hook type um, protrusions coming off the blade, and extends. Is probably the blade itself is probably 5-6 feet long and
That's
thick.
a badass looking sword. And I turn and I go, "Hey, Vanya," and I
Hmm?
point at it. You think you could use this? Did Vanya hear me?
Yeah, I heard you. Can you not hear me?
No, we
No,
couldn't.
I did not hear anything you said.
Oh, okay. Vanya will look over and say, I think I can use that. He'll go over and take it off the wall.
As you take it off the wall, there's a little heft to it, but it's very well balanced. And the blade makes that, as you kind of like move it through the air, it makes that like shing wing sound as you like, the sound
Lightsabery.
effect. Not lightsabery, but like that sound effect that
Like
they
that
use TV and
whistly
movies.
sound?
Yeah, like that whing, like
Yeah.
kind of sound to it. It appears like you kind of run your thumb across the blade a little bit. It's very sharp,
You want to put it in the bag until
and
we
it
can
looks pristine, like it's been untouched by the filth the rest of the this place is covered in.
Yeah,
want to
best
put it in
we
the
put
bag
this in
until
the bag until we can figure out if something horrible in here put some wizard bullshit on it, or
I open up the bag and I wait for him to put it in.
I insert the sword.
All right, the sword goes into the bag. Tara says, "Can we go home now, please?"
Yeah, let's go.
All right. Do you all step onto the platform?
Yes.
Yep.
All right. As you each, sorry, Fyke?
I said yes, but I had a mouthful of salad.
Oh, okay. As you each step onto the platform, you blink out of existence and reappear, no longer in the Tomb of Eternity, but find yourselves in a familiar room. You look around and you find yourselves in the comfortable confines of the large study in House Thunderbrand, as Stedos has fallen back into his large armchair as you all just kind of like appear next to the as you all just kind of like appear next to where he had the amulet on a table studying it, and he says, "Whoa, well, he looks around and sees Tara and runs. Moves as quickly as an old man as he can. Moves over and says, "Oh, Tara!" And he puts his arms around her and says, "Oh, I was worried I was never gonna see you again, lass." And she says, "Oh, it's grandfather. It's all right. I'm okay. I'm okay." And they kind of in the background have a bit of a reunion as he kind of starts inspecting her, like, checking her over for injuries and making sure that she's okay and stuff. As he turns to all of you and says, "Oh, I owe you. Thank you very much. You've brought back my kin, and that indebts me to you. And
It does
if
not, I believe.
any thanks, many thanks. If there's anything you need, House Thunderbrand is at your disposal."
Do you have a spare hand? And I raise my stump.
Oh, he looks at you and says, "Oh, um, uh, no, but I do have some favors in the Temple of Moradin that I can call in."
Do you how big of favors are you talking? Do you have a favor that can bring someone back from the dead?
And at this point, he's done the math as he kind of looks around, and he says, that I don't know. We'll have to ask at the temple, but what limited knowledge I have of divine magics, there's usually a body required.
How about some ash?
He gives you a look of like, I don't want to just. He gives you make an insight check, Noxus. All of you can kind of make an insight check if you'd like. Noxus, he gives you a look that says, I don't want to just straight up tell this guy no. You know, like.
Yeah.
So he gives you like a shrug shoulder look. More as like I don't want to just say no to this guy because I can see he's grieving. But you see he looks kind of like, he's got that look on his face like,
We'll see.
So you're saying there's a chance?
We can certainly try.
Where have I heard that before?
I don't think I've ever had an NPC say that to you guys before, but.
Real quick question: those
Yes.
anti-magic manacles,
you
they're
never
gone.
grabbed them. Yeah, you never. When you guys ran after the door was disintegrated, they fell to the ground, and you never grabbed
I thought they were
them.
disintegrated.
No, they can't be disintegrated because they're magic.
Okay.
But you guys never said you picked them back up on the way back through, so.
That's fine. I'm just updating the bag of holding.
Oh, okay.
That's why I asked.
Oh yeah, I should take them out of my inventory.
Not for nothing. Y'all look like you could use a rest.
Yeah, that's
What
an
makes you
understatement.
say that?
Well, if I'm being perfectly blunt, son, and I'm a dwarf, so that's what we do. You look like shit.
Well, at least that's an accurate assessment.
The outside matches the inside.
Oh.
Your rooms have been kept open for you. Why don't you
Wait, we
all
have
go?
rooms?
He gave you guys rooms
Yeah, the
when
night
you
before.
took the sleep before you went into the talisman. Remember?
Oh, I forgot about that.
Yeah. So, I mean, they live in a huge manor. So, like, it's bigger. This place is bigger than your guys' manor back in Whitestone. He says, "Why don't you rest, and I will contact my friend over at the Temple of Moradin, and when you wake, we'll see what we can do about your play in hand there, Mr. Bard, Piero."
Sure. Thank you.
Hey, grandfather, is there a? I doubt it, but is there a Bahamut temple here at all?
I mean, I'd call it more of like a community shrine than a temple.
Okay.
But
where is it?
there's a temple district. I can show you. Or
I think
Terra can take you.
Yeah, I think I'll rest first, but
All right.
yeah, I'd like to go there.
Very good, very good. Yeah, you all look like you've been through the ringer, and I appreciate the sacrifices you made to bring my granddaughter back to me.
Oh, they're nothing compared to the sacrifices a certain Rakshas is going to be making.
And on my name as a Thunderbrand, if there's anything I can do or my clan can do to help you with that, be sure that if it's within my power to help, it will be good to you.
Thank
To
you.
hell. How do we get there?
Get where?
To hell.
Well, the easiest way I'm aware of is a spell called Plane Shift.
Noted. Such a spell we shall find.
I have access to it.
Splendid.
Not now.
But for now, why don't you rest?
Yeah.
And with that, you guys are led back to your individual quarters that were left for you and have been remade up for you, clean sheets and beds and everything. And you all get the benefits of a long rest.
What does that mean in terms of like points of exhaustion or whatever, Bill? For me,
Points of exhaustion?
don't I? Am I not exhausted or something after coming up?
Oh, you have currently you have like a -4 to all your D20 rolls.
Okay.
And for every long rest you take, so long as you don't skip any, it goes down to a -3,
For a
and then a
Vivify?
-2, and then a -1, and then you're back to normal.
So he's at a negative
At the
3
moment,
right now.
once he wakes up from the long rest, he'll be at a -3 for basically everything except damage rolls. Basically any D20 roll would be at that.
Everybody takes 7 points of temporary hit points.
BT dubs, we're going to go into a little bit of downtime here. You guys are going to have some downtime here in Craghammer, at least a few days while you recover. For the sake of brevity, in the morning, Biero, the most powerful cleric from the Temple of Moradin is at House Thunderbrand and regenerates your hand for you. The costs of which is paid for by Stedos and House Thunderbrand.
Sweet.
It's good to have a good grandpa.
Can we ask him about the chances of bringing back Ren?
You do ask him about the chances of bringing back Ren. He explains to you, the cleric from the Temple of Moradin gives you his sympathies and explains, after you explain to him the circumstances of her death, explains to you that anything short of a wish spell or a true resurrection is not capable. Anything outside of that would not be capable of bringing them back. And that's only if the Raven Queen would allow it and her soul is willing to return. He also explains to you that he doesn't know of anyone with access to such spells. Neither does Stedos or Terra. He also explains to you that the material components required for a true resurrection are 25,000 gold pieces worth of diamonds.
Start collecting diamonds.
I with hearing that, because I wanted it to be there for when the cleric got there, because I wanted to ask the question too. Once he leaves, I wanted to ask Bureau if he could send a message to Kemah for me.
Sure.
Well, we can get to that. There's, like I said, you guys are each going to have like at least a couple days of downtime here, depending on how many. Yeah, depending on how many days you want, whether it's 2 or 3 or 4 or whatever. However, one of the things that does happen is after you guys get your long rest, and after Bureau, you get your hand regenerated, and you have your conversation with the cleric from the Temple of Moradin. Terra takes you specifically, Bureau, and anyone else who wants to go back up into her room and says,
Brown chicken, brown cow.
no, and says, so I figure you don't want to wait any longer. I should probably fill you in on what's going on with Elsa.
Yeah, I've lost one person. If I can get one back, that would be a win.
If you want, you should bring your friends along. I imagine they'll probably want to help you in this endeavor, and any information that you have, they should probably have as well. Aye,
and I'll invite anybody else who cares to join.
I can.
Okay. All right.
Sure. I'm curious.
Fyke's not gonna be there.
All right. Shango?
I'll be there, but like the face is very
Distracted?
blank. Yeah.
Yeah. So she leads you up into a room and back over to that scrying pool that you had seen originally that appears to be made out of residual.
Okay.
And she begins to go through the process of a scrying ritual, which you've seen Noxus do previously, but in a slightly different way. And as she does, the water or whatever the liquid is that's inside the pool ripples, and you can all, as you look down into it, now see. It's almost like like an illusionary image is playing out in front of you. As you see for the first time, Bureau, in quite a long time, what looks to be Elsa. She is wearing. The easiest way for me to describe it is what looks like. It's pretty close to like the slave Leia outfit from Return of the
Knew he was
Jedi.
gonna say that.
Gold
Um,
bikini.
yeah, like the gold bikini, except it appears to be made from iron. She is performing menial tasks, cleaning, cleaning, shelves and the contents of a room, making a bed, and shortly after that, you watch as she picks up a large bowl of fruit and walks down a hallway into an area where she sets it down on a table next to a figure that all of you instantly recognize. His hobgoblin form, instantly recognizable to all of you, as she sets the bowl of fruit down on a table next to Vandrek, as he looks up at her arrival and grabs the chain that is hanging from the collar around her neck and yanks her to her knees, and kind of just stares her in the eye as she kind of averts her gaze a little bit, and says, you were supposed to bring wine as well. Fail me again, and do not listen to your instructions, slave, and you will find yourselves back in the mines, working until your back gives out. And he kind of like tosses her to the floor, and returns to whatever paperwork, and you can see him some sort of arcane magical inscriptions he's working on at some sort of desk, as Elsa kind of crawls away a little bit, gets up, walks out of the room, and you see she kind of gets out of the room and stands up straight and kind of steels herself, looks around, noticing, kind of you recognize the bear, kind of checking if the coast is clear, and she makes her way down a different hallway than she came from, where she got the fruit in the kitchens, and is kind of like staying up on the balls of her feet as if to not make a lot of noise. She comes to where the hallway reaches an intersection, kind of presses herself up against the wall, peeks down the hallway, as if to make sure no one's looking, and then crosses that hallway. And she does this for a little while longer, until the scry cuts out. It looks like even in her captivity, she's trying to do her job and gather intelligence.
She's and like anybody who's looking will notice that like tears are spilling down his cheek, but it looks like he's like intense and his fists are clenched. And I'll say, she's still her, but she needs
I
help.
She does. They've been trying to break her, and that one in particular. But she keeps her head down and averts her gaze when she has to, and goes about doing our work when she can, when I've been able to look in on her.
Is it your magic? Is there a way that can I send to her?
Unfortunately, no. I've been... The wards that these hobgoblins have put up around their entire empire, I've only just been able to, through this research and with the use of this residuum, been able to pierce it with a scrying spell. And I've been trying to, since I've been able to get success with this, figure out a way for us to be able to teleport there. But this is where I needed to speak with you. I'm going to need access to more residuum, and I know that you have inns with important people in Whitestone, which is the only place where I know how to get it. And I'll need time for more research. It could take weeks, maybe months, for me to figure it out, but I'm committed to trying, especially if you can get me the resources I require.
Of course, anything I can do, every favor I can call in.
Hey, Sarah,
Yes.
could you do me a favor?
Sure.
I will well, actually, how
Kind of
much residual?
staticky there, buddy.
Oh, I am? Am I good
Yeah.
now?
It's kind of like a general static. I don't know if like the mic is like touching your beard or something, but
How about now?
a little bit better. Anyway, go ahead.
How much residuum do you need?
Well, that's the thing. I don't rightly know. It's a bit of a trial and error process. So as much as you can get me, I might be burning through it, but as much as you can grant me, the more you can get me, let's put it this way, the more you can get me, the better.
I will,
I
unless
had
someone stops me, I will pull out 300 residuum that we have and hand it to her.
I mean, this is a good start, but I'm gonna need much more than this. Like, I mean, she takes the 300 gold pieces worth of residuum, which is literally like a few rocks in like the palm of her hand, and holds it up next to the literally what looks like one of those big stone bird feeders almost. Like bird baths, and she says, I had to do this. I had to construct this out of pure residuum for a scrying spell. And a teleport is levels of magnitude higher in arcane power to perform. And it took me weeks of failed attempts with the residuum before I was able to construct this. So I appreciate anything you can give me, but the quantities we're talking about are much larger.
Well, just consider this a down payment. My favor is, can you look for someone if I show you what they look like?
I can certainly try.
And I will make a minor image of Gator in my hand.
Okay.
I just need to know if he's still alive.
All right. It'll be a little bit more difficult as I'm not as familiar with this person as I am with Elsa, but hopefully they're not behind magical abjurative wards that she is. So it, hey, kind of balances out.
He's there.
Oh, he's there.
Yeah, I can't find him. That's why I'm asking you.
How do you know that he's there?
Because I tried to find him and I couldn't.
You used a scrying spell?
Yes.
All right, just to prepare you, that could mean other things.
The guy messaged me and said that he was alive after I
Oh.
had done it,
All right.
and that he would pay for what treachery we did. So I just want to know if he's alive, and if you guys are going there, we got to get him too.
I can. All right. You watch as she begins to go through the casting again. The pool ripples, and you see Gator. He doesn't have any of his normal captain's accoutrement on him. He's in a dark, cave-like environment, and he is wielding a pickaxe with manacles around his ankles and around his wrists. And he is knocking the pickaxe against stone. It looks like he is straight up a slave working in a mine. You're not quite sure what it is he's trying to mine. It almost looks as if he's just like clearing stone away from something. And you watch, and this goes on for like 10 straight minutes.
Okay.
Every once in a while, a hobgoblin comes up and like cracks a whip on his on the back of his like neck, and he kind of and then gets back to swinging the pickaxe.
I will do everything I can to get you more if you help me save him too.
We'll see if we can't pull two people out of there. But again, I don't. It might be weeks or even months before I'm able to get us there.
That's fine.
So, if you can provide me with the residuum, travel back to Whitestone and have it sent here, and if there's any other business you all need to attend to, I can stay here and work on this, and I'll be able to. I have access to the sending spell. I'll be able to contact you when I think I've figured it out.
Wait, residuum, you say? A lot of it you need? Do you in look, wait, it's Noxus and Bureau with me right now only, right?
Noxus, Bureau, and Vanya is there as well.
And
Yeah, I'm
Vanya,
here.
yeah. I'll look around the group, like Noxus, Drina, remember chest bars of residuum?
Yeah, that's where we got ours bars from. I don't know how they have it in Drina. Maybe they got it from Whitestone, but Drina has some as well.
I care not for the source, as long as you can get it to me. The only place I knew of that had it was Whitestone, and I knew you had contacts there, so.
We could talk to Percy, but he is not one to part with it very easily. Do you have a source of money to purchase?
She kind of gestures to her, like, pimped ass out.
Mansion.
Yeah.
To her crib.
Yeah.
Yeah.
I'm rich,
Like-
bitch!
She's like, I think we'll be able to come up with the funds.
I'm just making sure.
Alright.
Okay, so if I say a number, you can get that number.
I mean, I would hope that with your goodwill in Whitestone, you might be able to get us a bit of a deal. But yes, for lack of a better, I mean, I'm not trying to bankrupt the House of Thunderbrand, but, you know,
Really,
All of it.
This is
The
really,
number
this
is all of
this is, This is what we're worried about now. Some mere gold pieces of residuum nonsense for lives that are at stake, and I walk out the room.
look, I'm willing to spend, like, after you've already gone off, he turns to us. Look, I'm willing to spend what needs to be spent. I'm just saying, like, you know, fair
understand.
trade value would be nice, is all, you know.
I understand. I just
Mm-hmm.
want to know. I want to know what I'm working with.
I appreciate that.
Well, there isn't really much else. I kind of would like to go be alone for a minute. So
I understand.
I appreciate
Um,
you finding Gator.
happy to help. I owe you anyway. So, all right. All right. And with that, we will go down. We will go into any. You guys have 2-3 days here in Craghammer. If there's any downtime stuff you would like to do.
But finish my book.
Yeah, you are totally able to, without interruption, in the comfort of your quarters here at House Thunderbrand, are absolutely able to finish your book and gain the benefits therein.
So it goes up 2.
Yeah, it goes up by 2, and the max that you can attain goes up by 2 as well.
So
So
I can get 22.
the max strength you can get is 22. Yes.
I'll probably spend.
Oh, sorry. Go ahead.
No, sorry. I'll probably spend most of the time just doing anything I possibly can to help Tara in her research
Okay.
in the meantime.
Make an Arcana check. 18. So you spend the next couple days helping Tara. Like she had told you, this is going to be a long process of research for her. But over the next couple days, you are able to get her off to a good start.
Awesome.
Yeah.
And then with any other time, I'll kind of periodically go on and check individually with the various members of the group and just whatever words of comfort I can share, knowing the feeling of having lost people in the past myself.
Mm-hmm.
Also, I kind of wanted to go and look for any Bahamut followers in the city
Okay.
by the shrine and kind of just chat them up and see if I can make any connections with them and see if I can, I don't know, find out some things that they're about high level, you know, I guess people that would have true resurrection or just stories that they've heard around about Bahamut and just learn different cultures and what they see as Bahamut, you know, because like Amon has their culture of Bahamut. I want to see like what Craghammers is like as well if they have any
All right.
stories.
Make an investigation check, or you can make a general charisma check. I'll let you, as you kind of like ask
Yes.
around and talk to people. And all right, in there's not a huge community of Bahamut followers in Craghammer. You are able to find the shrine in the temple district. Tara points it out to you, and there are maybe a few dozen of the tens of thousands of inhabitants of Craghammer. A couple of them gnomes and a few dwarves. Their understanding of the scriptures of Bahamut seem to be pretty close to what you learned in Amon. Um, so there is that. They also have the teaching of the third commandment that you had. Excuse me, that you had uh, not had in your time growing up in what was Draconia. As far as talking to them about powerful magic users, about things like True Resurrection and stuff, they don't have a lot of help to offer you outside of saying that they know of no one. Maybe you do talk to one who's old, an older dwarf who talks to you about a pilgrimage that they had made to Vasselheim. year, centuries ago. And there being a huge temple to Bahamut there, and some of his most powerful worshippers and followers being there at a place called the Platinum Sanctuary. And if there's anywhere in the world that you might be able to find someone who could perform such miracles, it would maybe be there. Anyone else?
I'd like to get the sword identified
Sure.
that we found on the wall.
Either Stedos or Terra would happily do that for you.
I'll talk to Terra about it real quick. Or no,
Alright.
Stedos actually. Terra's busy working.
All right. You talk to Stedos, and he's, oh, sure, absolutely. And he takes it, sets it down on a table, casts Identify on it, and says, "Ooh, what you have here, my friend, is called a Great Sword of Frenzy." And he goes on to explain to you in magical terms what it does. And in mechanics terms, what it does, it's a +2 greatsword. And when you score a critical hit with this greatsword, or kill an enemy with this greatsword, you can then use your bonus action to make an additional attack on your turn.
Ooh.
So yeah, so if
Alrighty.
in making your first 2 attacks as your action, if you crit on one of those attacks, you can then use your bonus action to make a 3rd attack on your turn.
Gotcha.
Or if you
Okay.
kill something with it, you can then use your bonus action to make another attack. If something was, you can't move and do it, something would have to be within your range to hit, but yeah.
Alrighty. I'll thank Stedos.
And it does
then I'll
require,
go.
he tells you it does require attunement.
Okay. Thank you very much, Magic Man.
Happy to help. Enjoy that.
Thank you. And I'll go check in on Shango and Fyke seem to be taking it the hardest. So just over the course of the couple days we're here, I'll check in on them like morning and night and just make sure they're eating.
Okay. We'll say you check on Fyke first.
Y'all skin and bones.
I literally thought that was Craven Edge you were giving him.
Craven Edge. Are you my new wielder? Fyke would like to see the sun. So will find his way out of this fucking underground city and eventually into the light for a few hours. And then for the remainder of the days, drink heavily. Like to the point where, he might get beat up in his sleep. He doesn't really care. And like if he could like stay at like a hostel or like an inn, like a hostel be preferred though. He'll do that, but he's not unless the group messages him like, "Hey, we're going back to we're teleporting away from here." He's not going back to the group. He's just gonna spend some time alone.
All right.
Well,
There's a couple different places you can go. There is the slightly nicer place is the Iron Hearth Tavern. The city is split up into 3 rings, working its way downwards. On the central ring, which is kind of like the middle class area, there's a place called the Iron Hearth Tavern. And on the lowest circle, which is kind of like the lower class and where most of the mines are and stuff, there's a place called the Pig Pits.
Yeah, that seems fitting. If I get into a bar fight and I accidentally kill somebody, it'll be much harder to find me. So yeah.
All right. Shango, you up to anything in particular?
Yeah, so the rest of the first day, not really doing anything, just sitting in the room, in the like what he typically looks like when he's meditating.
Mm-hmm.
At the end of the day, I'll pull out her journal, look at it, eventually set it down. And then on the second day, I want to head into the city and.
Real quick, as you look through her journal.
Oh, I actually didn't
Ah.
open it yet.
Oh, I
you
was
didn't
wondering.
open it yet. I'm sorry.
I looked at the cover, but couldn't
Sorry,
get
I
myself to open it yet.
didn't quite understand that. Anyway,
Yeah.
on the
Yeah,
second day.
Second day, I'll head into the city and I'll look for a scroll of plane shift.
Okay. In the city, there is a singular magic shop that you are directed to called the Value of Valor. They do not have that item that you seek, but if you inquire with Stedos, he says he could produce a scroll of plane shift for you.
Yeah, I'll ask him to please do so.
But it would take him. It would take him at least a day. And it would cost him. Sorry. Open my shits.
Map, actually.
D&D Beyond.
Sorry.
D&D Beyond.
This D&D game is brought to you by ice cream.
Yay, ice cream.
We are not
Damn, I
sponsored
need
by
some ice cream.
Old Camp Whiskey, send us money.
Shit, what level spell is that again?
Plane shift is
7.
7?
Yeah.
Yep.
So he says it would actually take him 16 work weeks.
Oh,
To
oh
create
no!
Yeah.
and cost 25,000 gold pieces. He will, however, in thanks to you and in sympathy for your loss, cover the cost.
Yeah, he said 16 work weeks.
Yeah, to take him 16 weeks to enchant the scroll.
You can just ask him for fucking diamond.
Or, he says that he has access that he can cast that spell. Like, he can cast it on you.
And he doesn't need to travel himself.
Nope. He can
Okay.
send people with it.
Yeah. I probably shall return to that later.
He goes, it's probably a little more economical and won't dig so much into my family's life savings. If I could just cast it on you.
Yeah. Certainly. That is understandable.
I'm just throwing it out there.
Yeah.
Or, I could start working on one, right? And then, the 25,000 gold pieces out of character again is what it would cost to purchase one. It's not what it would cost to craft one. So he's saying he would cover the costs of which is significantly less because there's a markup, obviously. But he could craft you one and then cast it on you to send you somewhere, and then you have one to get back. Essentially, is what he's saying.
Yes. Hold that thought for a few days if you don't mind. A few
Sure.
arrangements I need to make first.
You just let me know when you want me to get started.
Certainly.
Um,
All right, and then the second thing I wanted to look into is inquire about services for teleportation to Sephirah. If there's like a, something like, hey, you can use our teleportation circle and we have all the major cities connected, or something like that.
All right. They don't have that, but Terra does have access to the teleport spell. just the straight up spell teleport.
Teleport.
And so she could get you. She's never been to Sephirah, so with the way the spell works, I believe she doesn't have to have been there, but
Yeah, gives her a percentage chance to fail, right?
yeah, there's like a percentage chance. But I mean, it's less a percentage chance to fail and more of a percentage chance of like how far away you end up from where she's trying to send you, kind of thing.
Yeah.
Like if you're going to a teleportation circle, it's like 100% chance you get there. Or you have an associated object, it's like 100% chance you get there. And from there, it starts getting,
Gotcha.
you know, continuously. Like if you just give her a description of it, there's, which is what you would be doing, unless you like had her scry. If she scried on it, which she could do then, so she's viewed it once. Then you start getting into a little bit more of a 50-50 kind of spot, but it's not really. It's like 1 to 43% chance that there's a mishap, 44 to 53% chance that it's a similar area, 54 to 73% chance that it's just slightly off target, and then 74% to 100% that it's on
All
target.
right. So there's a good chance I would be at least close.
Yes, there's a better than good chance that you would be very close.
Yeah. All right. I'll also note that for later.
Mm-hmm.
And then after I've set that in place, so like the end of the second day, I guess it is.
Sure.
That's when I will actually look into the journal.
Okay. As you begin looking through the journal, it is, you know, you know what? I'll have Flint describe it, like how it starts out, and if it changes into anything, and yeah.
Yes, I guess this one, it's kind of a continuation since it isn't her original one. Like, she tried to copy some stuff over, and some of the first pages also include the list of words and phrases she's learned. But a lot of it is just, like, daily mentions of things. The times, like, things they've come across, things she found confusing, fun stuff. Then towards the end, he notices that there's been several pages ripped out of the back. Fairly neatly. But at the front of that, like, little bits of ripped is what seems to be a letter dated to around the time that they were on Nadine's ship headed for Gators. And and I got this if you want.
Yep. No, I have it if you want.
I got it.
But yeah,
I can do
all
it.
right.
So, would everyone mind muting themselves for a second?
Well, I was gonna say, real quick,
Mm-hmm.
Shango, in kind of skimming through the letter, you get the sense that it's addressed to everyone in the group.
That's true.
So if you wanted to bring them together to look at it,
Yeah.
that might make
Yeah.
things a little bit easier.
Yes. Yeah, like for family dinner, basically.
Yeah, so you'll get everyone. You guys go find Fyke at some point, wallowing in his sorrow in the pig pits, and clean him up and bring everyone together.
Yeah. I
Is
got.
that no? Yeah, you can.
I got
drop
this.
it in. Yeah.
One second. Hopefully you hear this.
To the defenders of the East, my family. If you are reading this, my journey with you all hath come to an end. No matter the circumstances of my fall, know that I am grateful to each of you for the kindness and compassion you showed me, and that my only true regret in this last life of mine is that I was not granted more time with which to fight alongside you, and to share in your burdens and your triumphs. I hope you all shall pass my respect and farewells to our friends, former companions, mentors, and allies we have met along the way, shouldst you see them again. But I leave this letter as my parting words to those who hath walked with me this long, shouldst I be unable to say them. Biero, your swordsmanship and way with words hath been an inspiration to me since we met. You were swift to aid our plight in a time where I was not at my best. And you have lifted my spirits with your stories and music far too many times to count. I pray you continue to do so for the others going forward, though I have no doubts you shall. Noxus, I am glad that we were both able to break our bonds and have a chance to become who we were and are meant to be. You are far more deserving of it than I, who chose my path with full knowledge of the consequences. You gave me a name I could swear with honor. You are a kind soul, always teaching me something new. And soon your people shall be learning from you as well. I pray you guide them into their own new world of camaraderie and respect. Fyke, you have such a good heart, and so long as you doth continue to follow it, I am certain Sarah and Ray shall continue to provide light in times where the darkness seemeth overwhelming. You provided that light to me. You gaveth me such a gift, a life free from my past, free from living in the shadows of others, a chance to discover who I truly was without all those expectations and comparisons upon me, and the chance to possibly see you all again, someday. In those lands, perchance my sister shall ferry me. Live on as long as you can, and continue to rely on our friends as they rely on you, as I relied on you. Your guidance and gracious ear to worries were invaluable, and it hath been my honor to call you family. Shango, Crackle, whatever couldst I write in a simple letter that would properly convey what I wish to say? Knowing you as I do, I fear your heart shall be burdened more than I ever wished to be the cause, and for that I am sorry. But know that I am so very grateful that fate brought me to your side, and there I wish I could have remained for as long as you so allowed me to stay. You gave me new purpose. You led me to perhaps the first true friends I have ever had. You granted me some enlightenment and peace of mind. You gaveth me courage. The others shall continue to need that courage. Talk to them, listen to them, continue to be brave, and take care of this new world that you and Fyke granted me. I can only hope that I was brave enough. Until we meet again, live well, my friends. Live well, my lord. And thank you. I had the honor to be your obedient servant. Renata.
Appropriate moment of silence.
Fyke just kind of mouths the words "I'm sorry" to Shango, and then leaves the room.
I'll give him a nod as he turns out. A lot of understanding. After like a couple seconds, I'll also go out and see if I can still see Fyke.
I'm not making my way fast. I'm just
Yeah. Now, Father, I
yeah.
if it matters, not your fault is this, I think.
It was. I don't listen. I never do.
Neither.
It's all my fault. If I didn't bring us the fucking Trina, if we didn't go after that fucking hag on the lake, if we didn't do any of this, none of this would have happened. I brought us there. And I gave her I gave her a new life. So she could fucking lose it again.
Gave her something to lose in the first place. If nothing of this would have happened, we all would not have happened. It is, I don't know what to say, I do. But
It's alright, man. Some things don't need words.
yes.
I'll be within message shot if you guys need me when you guys are teleporting out of here. But until then, you'll find me in a gutter somewhere.
Take your time, Father. Be safe. I'll turn back and walk back inside.
She really was the best of us. Better words than I could have ever chosen.
Indeed.
But we live to her example. We fight for each other and for those who need us. And it's dangerous, sure. But no one else has got the ability.
Exactly. If not us, then who?
Do I wrong this is? All of it.
Wrong how?
Wrong is not right, like... Why am I still here?
Only one way to find out, Ditya Groma. It's to keep going.
Yes, I'm not sure I am if I can. Except for two places. Back home I need to go. Sure, I need to make that its reach has not extended into the peaks.
Wait
I don't blame
one
you,
day.
Shango.
Wait one day before you go.
What for?
We'll get out of this horrible little cave they call a city. Go find somewhere with sun. Actual sun. And I'll hold up the belt pouch of her dust that I have. Spread her out. Say
No,
goodbye.
we're bringing her back, and we're gonna need that.
How do you... I don't... No way there is.
When the cleric came to heal Bureau's hand, they said a true resurrection spell or a wish spell could bring her back. If we're gonna do the true resurrection, we need at least something of her, right?
No.
Never mind.
Yeah. Like
I
out of
thought you
character,
did.
the ash is useless to us.
Yeah, no. Out of character. With the true resurrection, they could have been dead. I believe the spell is worded they could be dead over up to 1,000 years,
I think
and
so.
you don't
yeah.
need any physical remains to
Yeah.
bring them back. It's a 9th level spell.
Well, let's rewind.
Okay, I'm fine with this.
Yeah, I think that would be fitting. Or we
Give
could
her
at
back
least go
to nature.
We could at least go to the top of Cragham or something. We're already here.
Somewhere that isn't full of soot and darkness.
Not
I don't know. You all knew her better than I did.
No, on top
sudden
of
darkness definitely is not right.
out in nature. Be fitting.
By the way, I'll have... Actually, Shango, you don't even have to roll for this. You remember, because she had been mentioning it, because she had been talking with Tharn about it, Wild's Grandeur, the Wild Mother's holiday, is literally in a couple days.
Oh,
It's like at the end of your downtime. And the tradition on Wild's Grandeur, for those who follow the Wild Mother, is to travel to somewhere of great natural beauty.
yeah. So eventually, actually, a little smile cracks across my face. And be like, not far away. Her day is. Fitting that would be.
The top of a
Maybe.
mountain.
Yeah.
Let's wait till then. Then you can make your journey back to wherever the Furious Road takes you.
Away. Possibly away from this plane.
You going to hell?
Yes.
I doubt
Figuratively.
I doubt he's there.
Literally. Maybe anything then. Being on this plane is better for something like me.
What do you mean, something like you?
Something that does not belong. Sorry.
Flint, take inspiration.
That was great.
I'm so confused.
This
The
is
chat sheet.
stuff that you're not privy to, I guess. It's
Okay.
from before Vanya joining the group.
Okay. Vanya looks confused at what he means. What do you mean? I'm pretty sure there's...
Yeah, I don't think he came out and said it to Noxus, so Noxus was like maybe a little confused. He remembers the conversation, but
I'm
He
pretty
didn't
sure you
come out.
only had that conversation with
He
Renata and Fyke
Yeah.
a
Yeah.
little bit, yeah.
Yeah.
But
yeah.
he-
Fyke's
That's
not
like,
there, so
Yeah,
Yeah,
he
I-
talked a little bit to all of us. I think I
Yes,
might have been
there's-
asleep though.
there was one family that never everybody was there, but I was never really clear on everything.
yeah, you didn't really get to the
Yeah.
heart of the matter.
Yeah.
Sorry, go ahead.
Well, Shango, I'm not gonna keep you. You don't want to be here, but I still need you. We all do. But if this is what you gotta do, this is what you gotta do. But don't think you're not wanted or needed, because you are. You belong here.
Thank you, Nox. I do believe something that I need to do it is.
Well, we're only a message away, and I'll hold up the bracelet.
I understand. When I came back from the Rife and Mist and left Elsa behind, I had to go on my own walkabout, if you might want to call it. but
So you went to the Underdark?
you gotta go somewhere.
That's pretty dark, bro.
The toilet?
Oh god, that's a terrible thought.
That's a I want to die walk. That's not a I need to find myself. That's a I want to die.
But I did find myself. And don't forget that no matter how you feel about it right now, Shango, you've got people who have your back.
You do always have the right words, Bear.
Is there any other downtime stuff that people want to take care of?
I want to buy an urn.
Sure. How fancy of an urn?
However fancy of an urn I can afford with
I mean-
247 gold.
This is Craghammer. Like, you
You
could get a
pick.
straight up platinum urn encrusted with diamonds and gems if you wanted
Yeah.
to.
Throw
Like-
another 200
Is
for
there
my ones on there.
is there a gemstone or like a granite color that is the color like her favorite color?
What was her favorite color?
I mean, I'm just going off of like what her picture is, and it looks teal. I mean, she can.
Red or teal?
I was
mean,
thinking red, but
There's as far as red, there's like rubies. And teal is more of like what's that shit called?
topaz
Topaz, yeah,
Yeah.
or aquamarine.
or aquamarine, yeah.
So yeah, I basically tell Vanya that what her two favorite colors were.
Yeah,
Okay.
depending on how fancy you want to get it. Like,
I mean, I think between me and Shango, we got 447 gold.
I think
So
we're gonna be
that's,
able to afford a really nice urn.
yeah, you
Yeah.
can get. All right, we'll say if you guys spend like 200 gold, you can get the most blinged out, like fancy urn. Like,
We're putting her in a pimp chalice cup, guys. Come on.
basically,
No, I mean
It's like
I
a-
was
like a
thinking,
Lil
I was
Wayne-
thinking of like
We're
like
not
a
putting
Lil
her in a
Wayne pimp
fucking.
cup.
We're not
No,
putting
hang
her in a pimp chalice.
hang on.
Yeah,
This is what I
that's exactly what it is.
This is like the Lil Wayne pimp chalice.
It's 100%
God, no.
gaudy as fuck.
no, that's
It says,
not what
does
we're
it say
not
get
what we're
crunk on
doing.
it in
No, but
rubies?
it's like really tastefully done though.
Oh yeah, it says get crunk.
It's a tasteful pimp chalice.
Yeah.
I don't think there is such a thing as
So
a
hang on. This
tasteful
was
pimp
my
chalice.
idea. This was my idea. My idea was like when we got my dad's urn, like it was like a full like brick of granite. So I was thinking of like
Well, like I said, it's
like a
whatever you guys
stone of
want
it.
it to be. You have more than enough gold to buy a vessel, whether it be an urn shape or a square box shape, and pretty much out of any material that you want. So,
Can we get it engraved with the words "tankin' ain't easy"?
Tanking ain't easy.
Oh
Again,
boy.
you can get it however you want.
I figured we'd get something with like a nature-y motif. I don't know.
I like that.
Okay.
Yeah.
No, we go old school, back to episode 3. Sexy and Dexy.
But yeah,
Y'all,
you
Little
find-
rose
y'all
plushies.
can get whatever phrase you want
Yeah,
engraved
you
on it.
find a nice,
Tasteful urn.
tasteful, like pale teal marble.
There we go. That sounds cool.
Teal marble urn that has encrusted around the one thick part, like the part that comes out the thickest, rubies, and engraved in it, like acid etched in it almost, are what looks like vines, like rose vines with thorns. That come up to the from the bottom, growing upward, that come to the rubies, which are shaped like blooming rosebuds.
I like it.
It's beautiful.
and it'll cost you only 125 gold.
I shall pay that.
All right.
It is the day of Wild's Grandeur. And it sounds like you guys are traveling to the top of the mountain.
Everyone all right with that?
Sure.
Yep.
All right. Do you make sure Fyke comes along?
I message him.
Yes.
Fyke, do you show up for this?
Yeah.
Do you
I
show
do.
up sober?
Yes.
Okay.
I have alcohol on me for when it's over.
Okay. I'm just asking questions.
I show up sober. And hungover.
Tara asks if she can go, if she can pay her respects and go with you guys.
No. Yeah.
No. Fuck you, little dwarf.
It's your fault now.
But seriously, she says, I'd like to come and pay my respects if you're all right with that. I understand if
Good.
it's a private matter.
That's kind of you. Please join us.
Welcome to join your.
She leads you through what seems like a never-ending labyrinth of stairs that lead up to an opening at the top of the peak that Craghammer sits beneath. As you come to the top, you look around at it is pretty chilly up there. I mean, we're not talking like the top of Everest or anything like that, but this is a very tall peak. You can see for miles in every direction at the top of this mountain, where snow-capped mountain peaks are visible in every direction for miles. Beyond them to the south, you can see the grassy plains of the verdant expanse, and it is quiet. There's no one else around up here.
Cue the heartfelt music. Yeah. Fear of you.
Yep. Got it.
Line.
Play that song I liked.
If you play Johnny Cash, I'll push you off this fucking mountain.
Oh, dirty boy.
Oh, fucking
No,
hell.
no. Wait, no. It's what's that one song? What's that one song that we all know? That we all.
For all
one
that
artist-
Milkshake
time.
brings all the boys to the.
Not that one. the one about
What?
sharing a cup.
Parting glass.
Parting
Oh.
glass.
That one. Parting glass.
The party
Party
glass.
To all the money that e'er I've had, I've spent it in good company. And for all the pain that e'er I've caused, alas, it was to none but me. For I am, for want of wit, to memories now I can't recall. Then bring to me the parting glass, with a good night and joy be with you all. I'm not going through the whole song, but
Please don't.
it was it that bad?
No,
Really?
I just no, I just. Don't you guys
Time.
want to meet Ren? Don't you guys want to meet Flint's new character?
Yeah.
Oh no! Until next week. Good news is Clay episode.
Tune in.
Will I even be able to do it? I don't know.
But as you stand atop the mountain, you can understand. It kind of you kind of are now able to understand the tradition of Wild Grandeur and why someone would want to do this.
To the best of us. The same. Nothing will ever be.
The defender of the defenders of the East.
That I like.
The dervish.
Who pours out the ashes?
I think we'll all like put our hand in and
Yeah,
Take
that
one.
makes.
Yeah.
let
Yep.
it go, and then at the end we'll just dump it out.
And then Shango gusts it
Thank
real
you.
far, so it scatters all over
Alexandria.
Yep.
You
From
guys
Oz to
watch
Sharon Channel.
as you throw the ashes out over the side of the cliff. A stiff wind catches it and carries it on the wind out across the horizon. After a few moments of silence, Tara breaks it and says, So, you all know what I'll be doing for the next weeks and months. Where do your paths take you now? It will be some time until I'll be able to break through their wards and we'll be able to go get Elsa. What will you all do in the meantime?
First, get you some residual.
So Whitestone,
Aye.
and Nox will kind of look at everybody, like seeing if they're all okay with it. To New Draconia.
Sure.
But someday, to wherever that fucking Rakshasa is.
Oh yeah,
Oh,
he's gonna die.
I'd
Yeah.
appreciate it if you let me know when you find him. I have a few choice words for him myself.
I hope one of those is die.
Yeah,
Death is
It
way
would-
too easy and way out at this point.
I'd like to disintegrate him if you don't mind.
Not at
Someone
all.
would love to watch that.
It's too fast. That
Exactly.
happens too fast.
Not if I don't kill him with it right away, it'll just like disintegrate part of his body, and then
Ooh,
the rest of it will
Dynamite.
be around.
How about
Sense
of
Dynamite,
fun.
like
You know, like I could just start from the feet and work, like go up like a few ways up the legs, and then he'll just be laying there, and you guys can have your fun.
Yeah, I can watch Shango just shock him over and over, over.
I did take the liberty of doing some research in my free time on Rakshasas. If they're killed, which I fully expect that you all will take care of and hopefully fully include me in, on this plane of existence, they're not dead. Like many and all devils, they'll return to their own plane of existence, where they will, through a very long and torturous months-long process, be regrown and born anew and come back after you.
Great.
The only way to make sure that they stay permanently dead is to kill them on their own plane of existence.
So you're saying we can kill him more than once?
That's
Aye.
all I'm hearing here.
And every
Wait.
time you kill him, he has to go through a months-long torturous process of being regrown.
Hang on, did you say the Hells?
or
Aye. Whichever
Not-
circle of the hells they come from.
Ooh, that's not good.
What if we kill him in hell?
Then he's dead. Can't come back.
Let's do that.
Aye,
Well,
but if he's on this plane of existence, as you say, the best way to get him to hell would be to kill him. And then
I
you go
have-
to hell.
I have no problem with that.
I didn't think you would.
yeah, just take your time.
Hey, Vanya, I might just a little bit.
Sorry?
I might have a problem with that just a little bit. I don't really want to go to hell. You
Nox's
see,
girlfriend lives in it.
you
I
see,
have been waiting on killing that fucker for 10 fucking years.
oh, I understand, but if you guys want to live when you go there, bring me. You know, Tiamat lives there and really pissed her off. that might not be a good thing.
Anyway,
Might be a long time down the road.
anyway, not to get ahead of ourselves, you're going to be heading to New Draconia.
Yes.
Is that what-
From
Yeah,
what
let's
I
go get
understand, it's a pretty volatile place.
Well, that's what we're gonna go change. Hopefully.
So right back into the fire then.
Never, never a day for the rest for the the wicked. I guess that's what they say.
Well, if that's the case, I need to protect my investment in all of you. And I have some favors that I've called in. And not that I'm looking to replace anyone, but you might be able to use another decent fighter at your side, so I can make sure that when time comes to go get Elsa, you'll all still be around. And I have someone in mind.
Okay.
Why don't you follow me if we're done up here?
Sure.
As everybody's leaving, I kind of wait for when it's just Fyke and I, and I'll kind of grab his shoulder, and they listen. That was out of line in what I said. I'm really sorry. It wasn't your fault.
I would like to insight check Nox.
Yeah, you can insight check. Noxus?
He's being honest. He's truly sorry.
I don't like that we had our first fight like that. But I am your husband, so I have to forgive you.
He'll smack you on the back of the head. He's like, I missed you too, buddy.
I have done irreversible damage to my liver over the past 2 days because of you.
Nothing that a greater restoration can't fix.
Well, if you come here, I'll give you some lay on head.
Ooh, don't tell me what to do.
Oh yeah.
Not on her grave, guys.
You're not there, motherfucker. Literally our moment.
Sorry, Renata. Didn't mean to steal the moment.
No, no. She's all for that. She shipped it.
Yeah. As you guys are descending down the mountain again, Tara is talking to you. So, I met this crazy bat-ass fighter lady not that long ago. She really knows how to whoop some arse. Just wait till you see her in action. And she leads you back down the stairs, down into the lower section, the lower circle of Craghammer, and she leads you into what looks like a mine shaft and takes you on, like, there's a left and then 2 rights and then another left. She's like, you're like, where the fuck is she taking us?
Taking us out pasture?
Until eventually you start to hear what sounds like the sounds of like cheering or like a crowd. And eventually she leads you down this small tunnel. Does anybody speak Dwarvish?
I believe I do.
I do not.
She gets to leads down a cavern where there appears to be 2 dwarven people standing guard at the entrance to what looks like a larger cavern, and she says in Dwarven to them. She says in Dwarven.
Open sesame.
No, you get the sense that it is a password.
Move, bitch. Get out the way.
Beard.
That's what I'd call it.
Like a normal fuck.
She says, those of you who can understand Dwarven, she says, guest of Broadstaff.
Broadstaff.
The two Dwarven doormen part to let you all in. As you come in, you find yourselves in what looks to be like a makeshift fighting arena. The place is filled and packed to the brim with mostly dwarves, but there are many different races here. In like this, what looks to be almost hastily carved, right? Like this room was carved out of the rock itself. Like dwarves live here, and it's almost like this stadium seating, like coliseum, with like a sand fighting pit in the center. As you come in, she kind of like leads you guys off to find like a row of area for you guys all to sit, and says, "Oh, it hasn't started yet. Good, you'll be able to see her in action." And as you sit down, an announcer comes out and says, "Welcome!" It's a dwarf speaking in common. The dwarf is completely shaved. No beard, no hair on the top of his head. He goes, "Welcome, honored guests, to the Brawlers League." And a cheer goes up as everyone gets excited. "My name is Graden Grimthorn, and I am here as your humble master of ceremonies. You've been coming all week to see how this tournament would play out, and finally we come to the main event. Not one, not two, but three contestants vying for this Brawlers League's championship." At that point, you see three fighters enter the ring, all female. One coming in from one area of this triangular fighting pit. It literally looks like a triangle cut into the ground. Is a huge Goliath female with dreadlocks tied, black dreadlocks tied back, wielding in one hand a large battle axe, and in the other hand what looks like a giant war hammer, wearing what looks to be like half plate, and a huge scar that kind of comes down diagonally all the way across her face. Coming out of the other in the other corner is a giant half orc female with a mohawk shaved into their head. They're wearing what looks like leather armors, and they have what looks like a giant maul in their hands. This huge, which literally looks like a steel shaft handle, and at the end, what looks to be like just a giant rectangle of like solid stone at the end, like just a giant hammer. And they have this crazy mohawk that's like spiked up, that is dyed in three different colors, like a fire, going from like red at the bottom to orange to yellow at the top. And in the last corner is this 3-foot tall gnome or halfling. You can't really tell, as they have this mask around their eyes, around their nose and eyes, with these two horns that come up out of it. And the announcer, Kraden, says, "In this corner, the Goliath Queen of the Summit Peaks, we have Shala! The crowd goes up as she kind of like clangs her hammer and battle axe together and gestures towards the crowd. In this corner, we have from the former leader of the Ravager bands of the Silvercut Roadway. We have Delta. And she just kind of like takes her hammer and slams it, her maul, and slams it into the ground, which leaves like this crater in the sand. And she just like beats on her chest like King Kong and ah! And lastly, vying for this championship in our last, he points to the last corner, we have a fighter coming to us from traveling all around the world, wielding her wooden club, Orani. And like the cheers like don't happen at all. Like everyone's just quiet.
Oh, that underdog sucks. All right, I'm really excited about the fire chick. That seems like a lot of fun.
Vanya, you recognize the name Orani. In Giant, it stands for Little Oni.
Ooh.
And
I don't know about you, Fyke. I'm happy. I like the little one.
He's Kratom in the middle says, "Are you ready? Place your bets." Would anyone like to gamble?
Fuck yes.
Would I recognize the announcer, Bill?
I don't. Hold on. I'm trying to.
Is he like attending all Brawlers League events kind of guy, or like the
Yeah.
Michael Buffer of?
Yes.
I recognize him out of character.
Yes,
but not
you
in
actually
character.
no, you actually do recognize him. Yeah. You do recognize him.
Interesting.
Vanya, you put 50 gold on the little one. That's
Absolutely.
3-1 odds for you.
All right. I trust
I'll
them.
join Vanya in that bet.
All right.
I'll join too.
All right.
I bet my only 9 silver on the dude with the fire mohawk, because that's fucking badass as shit.
The chick with the fire mohawk.
Yep, that's what I meant.
That's the even. That's the even. She's the even odds favorite.
Well, I'm shit faced now, so no.
So you guys place your bets, and Kratom says, "All right, it's time to begin." The crowd goes up with another. And I will ask Flint to explain what happens in the fight.
Okay.
Oh, we're not gonna actually fight?
No, we're not
Oh, I don't know. I didn't know there was 2 people in this one, but
Yep.
is it just an all-out fight?
Oh, it's just a free for all, one-on-one fight.
All right. So as like the big ones just kind of go after each other because they assume that's the first. This little halfling with like wild dark hair and like the mask on just starts running laps around them and wielding this. It's basically like a metal bat with spikes in it about as tall as she is, with wrappings on it. So she just like takes off towards them and just immediately goes for the legs on the Goliath and basically sweeps the leg Johnny on her and then brings it down the second strike into the thing, uses that being on her to balance herself and kick at the other one back, and just kind of goes around basically having this kind of not guttural, but this kind of like hoarse, kind of not a screech, but a yell, and just looking like she's having the time of her fucking life here. And they have to like, they try to reach down and grab her, but she's a little too nimble as a halfling, and just like jumping back away from it, doing occasional backflips away from things. Manages to get thrown around a couple times. Obviously takes a few hits and is like kind of down against the ground and kind of grinning and does one of these with the blood and then just gets right back in it and eventually
How do you want to do this?
hell yeah. So the half orc is looking pretty hard hit for the most. So basically she kind of helps redirect the Goliath's attack towards it too, and they both just take it out right in the face. And then it's kind of a showdown. So the Goliath tries to basically wind up and slam straight down, but she gets out of the way, goes to the back, manages to uses both hands to basically push under the legs and pull the staff at the same time and knock her on her back, and then just bonk right in the head.
And with that, the crowd erupts in cheers, and some groan in defeat as they probably were betting on other people. But the crowd goes crazy in both cheers and boos and groans. People like throwing their gambling tickets. Onto the like ripping them up and like throwing them onto the ground. Those of you that bet on the little one,
We win.
I got fucking lost. This is bullshit. I thought you said this person was a badass.
so all of you that bet 50 gold get back 150, so you win a total of 100 gold pieces.
Yay.
And she says, and then so Tara turns to all of you and say, "What do you think? Pretty good, right?"
Meh.
I mean, she aight. Yeah.
I've seen better, more sophisticated fighters.
Wait, was the one who won the one that's gonna be accompanying us? You didn't explain any of this shit to us, Tara. I was fucking.
Yeah,
Like-
the little one.
Mike, you've had too much.
I've had too little, bitch.
I'm cutting you off. I'm cutting you off.
Absolutely
how
fucking
chicken-
not. You try to take my whiskey, I will use Disengage. All right, let me go find.
It's already in my
Alright.
He's doing the victory lap around the thing with like the bat held high.
Yeah. Do you want to meet her?
Yes.
Yeah, let's see.
Yes, I want to meet her and fight her.
Oh no.
No, Vanya, no, Vanya, not now. Later.
Later, probably, but eventually.
Okay.
Is it like an like what is the battle cry?
Oh no, it's not. Definitely not like that.
Is it like a Xena warrior princess type?
No, not in the least. It's very hoarse. You notice that it is extremely hoarse. It's kind of unholy, kind of in a sense. It's very like very demonic slightly.
Look, she's a little bit crazy, but you kind of want that in a fight that I understand. Anyway, follow me. And so Tara leads you guys out of the stands, leads you over to collect your winnings, and then leads you down into the locker room areas, where you are getting paid out for your victory, Orani. I'm saying that right?
Yes, Orani.
Okay. Where you're getting paid out for your victory, Orani, to the tune of 1,500 gold pieces.
Just kind of grins, like not actually. No one hears her say anything except for the person who hands her the gold, and she's like taking a drink while she's doing it. Got like a bunch of water.
And you hear a little as the door opens up. You hear a little as you see Tara Thunderbrand coming in, and she says, "Are you decent?"
There's like a hoarse chuckle, and nobody else hears anything but Tara hears. What the fuck is decent? How's it going, Tara?
Are you naked?
Close as I get.
She says she like waves the rest of you in, and she comes in, and you see she's flanked by 5 individuals, and she says, "Well done. I knew you had it in you."
Of course he did. And then looking around at each of the other ones. So who's your motley crew of pretty boys and trees? Looking at the big ones.
She looks at you and says, "Your new traveling companions.
What?
I'm calling in my favor."
Oh, fuck. Already?
Aye.
Fine, what the fuck do you want me to do, Tara?
Make sure they stay alive for the foreseeable future.
Yeah, all of you are just hearing one side of this conversation, Tara's side.
Tara, she's not saying anything.
I'm saying plenty, big guy, and just hear it in your head.
What the fuck? Fucking Tiamat again. I know it. Where the fuck is she? Where is she?
Hey, I'm standing right here. Are you
Wait,
as dumb as you look?
wait. The fuck?
Oh, she had an accident
Accident.
with her voice.
Prestidigitation.
With her voice. So she tends to talk, and she kind of does like a motion of like head to head kind of thing.
Just to Noxus, just suddenly, it's not a fucking accident. Had a damn good bout with a monster way back when. But as you can tell, the actual voice ain't too good. You don't want to hear it. Not pretty.
Okay. I'm gonna leave that one where it is at.
Great.
Orani, you hear in your head, must we continue to waste our time with these insignificant bouts of violence when there are so much more important causes that we could put in your talents towards out in the world?
Yeah. I know, you keep telling me, but hey, fighting ring's where it's at.
Can we hear her respond?
No.
Probably
No. But you can see a look on her face like she's having a conversation.
Tara, are you sure about this?
I mean, you saw what she could do.
Well, yeah.
But I see what she's doing now.
Vanya's clearly itching to like challenge her to a fight.
You see him just going.
You can see him like vibrating a little bit, like.
Then just in your head, like, hey, who
He's
the
like-
fuck knows? I apparently got some kind of mission I gotta do. Maybe it'll be more up your alley. Ugh.
Wait,
For
would you say
the,
that too?
by the way, I forgot to mention this to you, Flint.
Mhm.
But for the sake of ease
Mhm.
for everyone, I'm gonna say that ability you have, you're able to
Okay.
do it to multiple people at once to save on confusion.
Thank you. I was gonna say it'd be funny to have one of them translate every so often.
She said
It's like literally.
I forgot to mention it, but just to avoid, for the sake of things not
Gotcha.
taking forever
Okay.
and saving time and stuff like that, we'll say that you'll be able to
Okay.
project. You put a little bit more practice into it because you can't use your normal voice as much, so you're able to project that out to multiple people.
Okay.
So she's moot? Is that what you're saying?
She's
moot?
talking. She's talking in your head.
Mm-hmm.
I was asking Tara, but
I mean, she can make noises. It just doesn't sound very nice, so she prefers not to.
Yeah, you can ask me that, asshole.
oh, that's the first time I heard that. All right, that's fucking odd. Do you want a drink?
Anyway,
Hell fucking yes! Why didn't you start with that? Takes that and just... I was wondering when someone was gonna offer me a fucking free drink after that shit. Did you not see that match?
Yeah, that was fun. I lost 9 silver.
You bet against her?
What, you bet fucking against me? What the fuck are you bringing me, Tara?
I bet on you.
he's had.
I
they've
bet
all-
on you too.
See, I understand the Goliath gets it. I knew I fucking like Goliaths.
We've had a.
One of my best friends is a fucking Goliath.
We've had a couple hard days.
They've had some
Like-
really rough couple of days. as very recently lost someone very close to them.
Got it.
However, they will be traveling back to Wildmount soon, over to what is supposed to be New Draconia, and dealing with the volatility there. I'm sure you've heard news.
Oh yeah, Dragon Town. Got it.
So I would like you to travel with them and make sure that they come back alive, because there's business I need them to take care of when they're done there and they come back here. Oh, and you can help them with that as well when you come back.
All right. Is that really your favor, Tara?
Yeah.
Well, I guess
Do
I
you
don't have
want
a
me?
fucking choice.
You
Yeah.
really don't. It was up to me to decide what the favor was going to be,
Yeah.
and this is it.
Yeah, I get it. You let me fucking fight. Sure. And she just like she's pounding like the thing of coin in her hand.
With
as
your
I look at
ability now to continue to fight in the Brawlers League, I'm sure that there'll be more for that over the rest of your time whenever they pop up around Taldore.
Yeah, I got it.
Tara, sure you're helping us right now?
Look, I get she's a bit rough around the edges, but she's effective.
Again, I
What
can
are you
fucking
talking
hear
about?
you,
She
blue
sounds
boy.
great.
I ain't fucking deaf, blue boy.
I never assumed you were.
She's mute. She's not deaf. I thought I already explained this to the group.
I don't think that word means what you think it means.
Deaf
Fine.
or mute?
He said moot.
Also,
Mute.
hi, I'm Vanya. Can we fight?
Not now, Vanya.
So long. I've been being so good.
Vanya.
Holding it in.
Oh, hell yeah, I'm always down for a challenge, but... Oh, hey, you know Zavoy from over in Marquette? Friend of mine, Goliath. Runs a damn pit arena over there, it's awesome.
I've been to a lot of places, but I don't know what the fuck a Marquette is.
Okay then, got it.
It's a brothel, Vanya. It's a brothel.
I'm sure parts of it are.
That makes sense.
Alright, so the trees are awesome. Pretty boys I'm not too sure on. But that one gave me alcohol,
Okay.
so I'm in.
So, I have a question for you, Orani.
Mm-hmm.
That's how you pronounce it, right?
Arani, yeah.
All right. I take out the bag and I open it up, and I say, "Think of a number 1 through 50, and think platinum."
Oh, really? I think platinum.
Go ahead. I'm not kidding.
Alright. Thinking it. Reaches in.
Whatever number you thought of, that's how many platinum pieces took out.
Oh, fucking 50 platinum. Are you kidding me? You gave her you said thinking platinum.
50 platinum pieces in your hands.
I mean, so you have that much. Interesting. You know, I got one of those things. It's kind of helpful, you know, being down here.
Oh, no. That's just your incentive. I have a lot more, and we make a lot more. Maybe that'll keep you around.
All right. You make a lot of money. Do you do that fighting a lot of shit?
Every fucking day.
Fine, I'm in.
I'll leave it with Piero. Piero, what is transpiring here?
I think this is called a bribe.
No,
I'm
it's
pretty
more
sure it
just
is too.
But hey, I was called in a
that
favor.
or-
I'll take a bribe as well.
Either
I don't give a
that
fuck.
or, either that or mercenary.
Don't fucking call it mercenary work. I just like to fight.
Yeah, me too.
Insanity.
Nothing wrong with getting paid for it.
I mean, get paid for it, just not in that kind of fucking sense. I prefer the arena. On my own terms, you know?
If you can smash hobgoblins and rakshasas, you're on board with me.
I assume I know at least what one of those are.
You knew what the first one is.
I definitely know what the first one is, and fuck yeah,
The other
they're
one
in.
sounds like a gibberish word.
Yeah, well,
You
I
just
have no
made
idea
up.
what the fuck you said otherwise, but fine.
You're gonna find out.
That's a little, I'm not sure how to feel about that, but fine. I gotta do this shit anyway.
Why?
Anyway, do you want to get out of here?
Are we
Yes.
going drinking? We better fucking be going drinking.
Yes, I will take you out drinking personally to woo you into because you need us. All right, let's go. Woo! I know all the best spots. I know the most comfortable gutters. I am the best.
I fucking like him.
I guess.
There's a, like,
I guess
horse
I'm
laugh.
coming with you.
She is a terrible influence on him. Oh fuck.
So if you
I
wanna
look
give
at I
them-
look at beer.
Sorry, if you want to give them a little bit more detail of a physical description of
She's gonna get a
Orani.
picture.
Yeah.
I mean, there's the picture.
I put the picture in there, but yeah, it's mostly like hair is basically black. Eyes are kind of like hazel, leaning a little towards more on the yellowish side. Yeah, the 3 foot tall. Outfit is generally like dark blues, reds, black, and just really. She's got abs that rival Shango's.
No wait.
She's got abs on abs on abs. She's got like those. She's got not just like a 6-pack. She's got like that 8-pack.
Oh no! Oh no!
Speaking of fucking
She's got
8-packs,
that
when are
Brad
we
Pitt.
drinking?
like a Tyler Durden.
Yeah. Brad Pitt Fight Club one.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Fyke is admiring it openly.
Anyway, Tara leads you guys back up out of the mines, back up to the central ring of Craghammer.
On the way out of there, I'll walk up to Tara and ask about Tara, that transport favor we've been talking about.
Aye.
Believe sooner than later I will need that.
Whenever you need it, I'll be happy to help.
What time of the day is it?
It's hard to tell. You've been underground
I have an idea.
for
Yeah,
several
I'll
days.
look at
kinda
her and be
hard.
like, tonight? Is it noon? What time is it?
She goes, don't worry. Most of you topsiders get confused when you come down here. It's literally like 3:30 in the afternoon.
Close, I guess that was.
We get it. Most of you keep time by the sun, and it's not can't do that down here. So. But anyway, you just say the word, and
I'll
we'll go.
take a look at the group walking. Yes, tonight.
All right. As you guys are walking, Orani, you hear in your head, see, now this is a noble quest. We go to help a people who are in need. These are the kind of things you can put your talents towards.
Well, I'm glad one of us is having fun in this. As long as I can get drunk with this group and fight a lot of shit, I'm fine. But I know.
Yes.
As long as you fucking stop nagging me for once in our fucking life. How many months has it fucking been?
Several.
I'm gonna get drunk until I can't hear you that much anymore. But then we'll get on your quest.
Works, since I'm inside your mind.
Don't fucking. Never mind. Just going on about her.
Tara leads you guys back to House Thunderbrand, and says, I think that this is the beginning of a beautiful relationship. Orani can help you out with your business in New Draconia, and then I will contact you all. You are all, as my grandfather said, welcome to stay here for as long as you need to recover. But I will be able to contact you as soon as I have broken through the abjurative wards of the Iron Authority. And hopefully you will have taken care of your business in Wildmount by then.
Most
Do our
likely.
best.
I do wish you the best of luck, Master Noxus.
Thank you. You've done more than enough to help. And, I will do everything I can to get you more residual.
I trust that you will.
Thank you, Tara, for continuing to see this through. We're gonna get her back.
Oh, we are. So make sure you don't die again, because I'm gonna need your help on this.
Well, try not to get kidnapped again, and that may help out.
Oh, she gives you a.
Oh, roasted.
Whoa.
She gives.
Just giving Tara such a look at that, like, what's that story?
That story, as I've reminded you repeatedly, is your fault, Mr. Piero.
Fucking roasted.
I just give her a hug.
Again, you're all welcome to stay and recover as much as you need before you head out.
I do have a question. And I put my hand on Bureau and I say, you know, it took a diamond to bring you back, buddy. Do you think your friend Tara would have a piece with diamond? Just in
Got
case
any
we need it.
spare diamonds, Tara?
I mean, I'm sure we can scrounge something up.
That would help make sure that we're able to stay alive.
She walks through House Thunderbrand to a door that has a label on it that in Dwarven says magic spell components. And she takes out a ring of keys, unlocks it, goes in. You hear some rummaging around, and she comes back with the requested ingredient.
So you've seen her pimped out house, huh?
Thank you very much.
So perhaps I should leave you all to get a little bit better acquainted. I'm gonna go hit the books.
Yeah, someone fucking owed me a drink.
I'm taking us out and drinking. Me and Zoni.
Fyke.
What was
This is...
what?
We're going Whitestone
Right now?
really fucking soon.
Fine. I know us a brothel where you can get shit-faced later for free.
Yeah, that's
Oh, now
fine.
you're speaking my
can do
fucking
that.
language. It was
All
Fyke,
right.
right?
Yeah, it's fight like the stabby thing, but with an F.
Got it.
Pipe?
He also responds well to Pappy if you feel the need.
Daddy,
No.
Daddy works. My husband
Oh,
calls me
you
Daddy.
fucking wish, dude.
Yeah.
No, I don't. My husband calls me Daddy.
Oh, got it.
Max just shakes his head.
Splendidly acquainted we all are.
All right,
Recover
well,
I must indeed.
Mm-mm.
are we going in the morning?
You just said now.
Well,
Yes.
soon as in tomorrow, like first light.
Which means we're fucking drinking tonight.
Yeah.
A
that's
light
that
and then there's no light in this city, Noxus.
It's a figure of speech.
Yet, till morning I don't think I can reach. Recover I must, and take this I don't think I can.
You're leaving now?
Yes.
Oh shit, for real?
Sorry I am, but go on like this I cannot know.
Just in Vania's mind, like, what? What happened to emo in blue over here? What crawled up his ass and died?
can I respond to the telepathy via telepathy?
No.
No.
I'll like lean way over to reach her ear and just whisper in it. His best friend just died.
Oh. Got it.
Well,
As Vera said, a journey I need to take on my own, and fail you all in doing so. I think I am. Yet,
You're not failing anybody.
Just remember, Shango, journeys all have ends. And once the journey's over, you better come home.
maybe an end this one has soon.
you will be
Hopefully,
the first. Oh, sorry, Shango, go ahead.
hopefully, hope you all I can in the future.
Hmm.
You will be the first one to know when we bring them back. I'm not kidding.
Please know I do. For her. For me.
I'm gonna walk up to Shango. I'm gonna muss his hair a little bit. I go, you will always be my boy Blue, and I will always love you. You remember something. You are as strong as your abs. long as you do crunches, you're fucking golden, pony boy. I love you. I lick your face, but I'm horribly intoxicated and I just threw up a little bit in my mouth. Oh, God. You'll find her. At the end, you'll find her.
We will get through this, Father.
Says you, bitch.
Yes. Said so I did. If contact me you need, please hesitate not. Yet,
Mother man,
promise I can nothing.
Jagroma. We'll see you. I'll see you again someday.
If
Whether it's further on down this furious path or in Court's Hall someday.
indeed,
We'll meet again.
if the Stormlord so pleases, we will.
And when we do, you have to tell me the story of whatever you got up to when you went to hell.
I certainly
And
will.
I will hopefully have the chance to tell you the story of how we brought her back.
Lovely that would be.
I'll go over to him and give him a hug.
I'll like quietly whisper, bravery above all.
Bravery above all, Titya Kroma. If you're ever in too much trouble, look to the sky for him. Maybe he'll send me your way.
One can only hope.
I'll back off.
Do you go find Tara, Shango?
I'll find Tara and ask her to give me a lift. Close to Sephirah as she can.
All right. She will first scry on Sephirah after you give her a description, and then she will attempt to teleport you there. And I'm going to roll a percentage die here real quick.
Soon I'm gonna be horribly dying because I end up like 3 miles in the air off the peak.
That'd be great.
I'd like to use,
Oh, shit.
if she rolls shitty, I want to use my inspiration to help out. LV Ren's helping out.
She rolled shitty.
Come on, inspiration.
Oh, boy.
Half of you is in a mountain.
Harpies. Nest of harpies.
I don't know if inspiration works here, but
Is that something I could have inspired her on?
Not really, no.
It's a D100 roll. Please don't die from mishaps right
Just
after you.
please.
Well, at least you guys would know, right?
Oh, thank God.
I wanted to use the inspiration as like the boon that Raven Queen gave her to help him get home.
Hey, Flint,
Alright,
you're not his protector
so-
anymore.
Fuck you.
Let him make his own mistake.
Fuck you.
Always me.
All right, so Shango,
Fuck.
you take
Oh no.
24 points of force damage.
Could be worse.
However, on the second roll of the percentage dice, you appear in the center of Sephirah.
Yay! I'm
Yay.
a little bit confused and worshipful. I'm like,
You have
Because
a
I rolled a
giant
mishap.
headache.
I rolled a mishap on the first percentage roll, and then it says you're supposed to roll again to see where they end up. And so you ended up exactly where you wanted to end up, like you're right in the middle
It
of
just hurt a lot.
Sephirah, underneath the big cherry tree where most of your ceremonies take place. But you took 24 points of force damage.
You have a massive
trap.
headache right now.
Zero's teleportation I prefer over this one. Ow.
And you guys back at the you guys, Tara's got that kind of look on her face like I feel like I messed up a little bit, but
And I feel like
I'm
Shango
sure
might
he's
not.
fine.
Shango probably won't feel it, but there might be like a slight hand on his back, and then even though he's under a cherry tree, there's a slight hint of rose instead. For a second.
Aww.
as you look out over the familiar village, Shango, you see several individuals shocked at your arrival, and coming up to meet you almost as if she knew you were coming. A matronly, red-haired, antler-adorned head of your former leader and mentor, current leader and mentor, coming up to welcome you home.
Good it is to be home. Much to talk we have.
I can see the sorrow in your eyes. All too familiar for me. Let's talk. And she'll kind of put her arm around your shoulder and lead you into the village.
Oh yeah, I get to high five Vax. Yeah. That's
Thanks
rough,
for
buddy.
playing with us, Dom.
Ah,
It was awesome. It's with a heavy heart, but as I've been
Miss
explaining,
you.
it's
I get
Hey,
it.
well, maybe in the
Stuff
winter.
comes- Yeah, maybe you're. Oh, yeah.
We'll
If you
come
ever
back.
want to play again, just you can contact us. You know. how
and
to
don't
contact
fucking be
Yeah.
a stranger.
oh, I'll
Yeah,
try
that
not
too.
The
to.
war on hell. We need to hear
Do or do
about
not.
the
There is
war
no
on
try,
hell.
Shango.
And I'll definitely hang around also for the rest of the night.
And hey, by the way, you just returned to somebody who can cast True Resurrection.
That is true.
You don't need to go to hell. She's just be right there.
Still need that.
Doesn't have 25,000 gold pieces worth of diamonds though. Anyway, as
How
we
far
cut,
is my reach into the bag of holding?
as we cut back to the party, as you guys are all standing there now, having Shango having just left you guys, Tara there saying, "I'm sure he's fine. Don't worry about it. Everything went great.
Insight check. I say that out loud. I don't want to roll.
Everyone looks at you confused, and Tara kind of cocks her head like a puppy.
Arani is just grinning.
Where did that bruise come from?
So, are you guys spending the night, or are you taking off now?
I can stay a night.
Motherfucking Shango.
In money, not diamonds.
Yeah,
That's
and
true.
money.
Um,
You are a lord.
You just left a diamond mine and went 25 grand worth of diamonds.
it's actually
Oh, you sure the crack hammer for diamonds. I know it's mithril and
alright, it's a mithril mine.
God forbid they find a precious gem, they just toss it away like fucking garbage.
Yeah,
Over the hand like
garbage.
Oh,
You need the mithril.
what's this, some gold? I just fucking throw it out.
Anyway, what are you guys up to? What would you like to do?
I would say, yeah, we leave as soon as we wake up for Whitestone. We immediately go find Percy.
If we're staying the night, then and I probably should have done this in the last few days, but burn sending spells to Seek or Assume to get him up to speed, let him know that the reason for the need for Residual, and if he can lend any political aid to that end, it would be appreciated.
All right. He responds to you, best talk to Percy for that. And to be quite frank, I think he likes you more than he likes me.
Fair enough.
Surprising as it is. I will scry on Percy to see if he is home.
You scry on Percy and see that he is
Brown chicken, brown cow.
No.
Oof.
There's always a chance. With
There's always a
scrying.
chance.
Catch somebody in a compromised position, whether they're in the loo or they're doing other things.
He's struggling. He's struggling. He had a lot of cheese past few days.
No, you see him in one of his workshops tinkering away at something. He appears to be at home, though.
I come out of the scry and I tell Bureau, send them a message that we're on our way immediately.
I will, for the sake of efficiency, I will send Percy as sending the night before to let him know we'll be returning in the morning.
Okay. He receives the message and replies, well, good. You've been missing from Whitestone for quite a while. You would do to visit your home every once in a while. Don't get me wrong, I understand the adventuring lifestyle, but and he cuts out.
Oh, Lord. Shaming. That's...
He knows we're Kiwi. All right.
So you guys spend the night?
I take
Yeah,
the,
we're
the
fucking
little
getting-
one out.
Yeah,
I
we're
take
getting
the little
drew-
one out for drink.
If Shango's gone, then we're going. We're
The voice
going
of
to get
reason is
drunk.
left. So
It's out.
the voice of the party is in charge. So,
Yeah. as soon as Shango leaves and it's just Bureau and I look at Bureau. I'm like, looks like we're the mom and dad of the party now.
Then we're in trouble.
So much fucking trouble.
Oh yeah.
We just lost both mom and dad. This sucks.
Oh yeah, Ronnie's getting wasted and getting as many free drinks as she can from anyone who saw that fight.
Yeah. So you guys go out, have a night of revelry to the Iron Hearth Tavern, where you watch. There is a fight pit of its own there, which is just fisticuffs, and it's a lot. It's not up to your standards, Ronnie. It's more of a, drunks, like.
Oh, look how they're smacking each other.
Yeah,
I fight. I want to fight. I will divine smite a bitch. Let's go.
I want to fight
That's-
Arani.
it's just a straight up fisticuffs.
I don't care.
Also,
I'm not gonna do it.
Also, she's the you notice that she is the fucking cheapest drunk. Like, number one, she's out.
this one. I tell her a whole bunch of secrets she shouldn't know.
She won't remember.
That's why I tell her.
He whispers sweet
Vanya's-
nothings to her.
Vanya, I guess probably at one point challenges her to a drinking contest. And
Oh yeah,
wins.
and immediately wins.
All right. I'll have the two of you make Constitution saves.
All right.
We'll immediately win.
Win, because that's my secret captain.
He immediately wins. I have a 0 con.
It does not take much effort at all, Vanya.
You're
But,
fuck-
yeah,
yeah, I knew you could drink.
Yeah.
You got a 0
Oh, I
to
thought you'd be able to
modifier?
drink more.
Oh, man.
Yeah, she has a 0 charisma modifier.
No, 0 con modifier.
Con modifier, I'm sorry. Constitution modifier.
Oh,
Wow.
boy.
Yep.
A bold choice.
A very bold choice.
I had to put stats into certain things. So.
Old strategy, Cotton. Let's see how it works out for you.
Exactly.
Cheap as drunk.
You spend your night of revelry, enjoying each other's company. Several of you are going to be very hungover the next day.
I got less of restoration. We fucking good, boss.
Probably on the way back, just have to piggyback off Vanya is just like hanging off, like, but with like the legs hold
Unfortunately
up.
for you, Fyke, you have divine health and are immune to poison.
So you can't
Is
get
out, so
drunk.
you can't get drunk.
He's
I can't
been
get drunk.
he's been faking it.
Alcohol is a poison.
He's been faking it.
I am a liar, guys. I am.
You're
liar.
like Captain America. You can't. Your metabolism's so
I,
high.
I regenerate too fast, guys.
No, it's like the Flash. The Flash can't get drunk, like, at all.
Neither can Captain America.
I thought he could get drunk, though.
Captain America, the first Avenger.
I-
Go watch that movie
You
again.
need the I need that no, but it's once Thor gives him fucking shit, then he gets shit faced.
No, you're thinking of the Stan Lee cameo.
Oh yeah, you're right. That is definitely. I'm drunk in real life, so.
I
But,
wonder why.
All of you wake up in the morning, not at House Thunderbrand, still in the Iron Hearth Tavern, not in rooms, but at your tables.
That was a fucking party.
Yeah.
Vanya sighs and stands up, like hunched over a little bit, and does a couple of twists, and you hear like every vertebrae in his back cracking.
Oh.
He picks up both of Arani and Fyke. All right, let's get home.
Excuse me. I'm not hungover at all. I cast 10 points of lay on hands on both of them to cure them of their hangover, because I get 5 points
I
each.
can do that.
So
I can do that.
that cures a poison or disease.
Huh?
You are no longer hungover, Orani.
Oh,
I'll let her down then.
you're a fucking fabulous drunk. You're even a better healer. That is some good shit.
Thank you very much. I look fabulous as I do it. All right, let us get the fuck out of this godforsaken cave.
Yeah.
Yeah, it wasn't
this
that bad.
point-
But where the fuck is home for you all anyway?
Whitestone.
Far.
I don't know if I've ever been there. I doubt they have
It's
any
like-
arenas.
No, I don't believe so. I could ask around the brothel though.
You've never heard of any fighting pits or arenas in Whitestone, Fyke.
Boring.
Um,
Fine.
And Fuba's got work to do.
Yeah, I got.
That is the doink to you, sir.
I call that the blood under the sun tree. Is just the fisticuffs.
How are you getting there?
Teleportation circle, right? We've got one now.
Yeah, I'm just. You gotta say it, so I. And you have
Tell-
to use one of
Say
your.
it, baby. Say it.
Yep, marking it off now.
All right. You watch as Biero, the one of the fancy half elves that you were introduced to, one of your new traveling companions, takes out a sparkly-looking chalk and begins drawing a teleportation sigil on the ground. And when he finishes, this beam of arcane light shoots up into the air. And as you all run through,
Parkours through. Roll.
you appear.
You know, home.
Been a while
Been a while.
since you guys have been in.
It's been 1 week.
It's
been-
You all appear
La.
in. Arani doesn't have a token yet, but
Oh shit. So, yeah, sorry.
you all
that real quick.
appear.
Hey, our sigil worked. Mhm.
Technically, this is Pike Sigil, but
Nope.
yes.
Where the
Is that
hell
my
are
old
we?
token?
That is your old token. Yep.
Yeah, it never went away. Wow, it's been that long since we've been home.
Yeah.
Holy cow!
Hero got art. Yeah.
Damn.
yeah.
So is Orani gonna get art?
What do you think that picture was? It's in the
That was
works.
the first draft.
That's a draft.
But you all appear. You appear, Orani and Vanya, for the first time, in what appears to be some sort of well-appointed arcane laboratory.
Huh.
All right.
What is all
Looks
this
like
wizard bullshit?
So you'll
Where the
do like
fuck are we?
experiments and shit.
This is our wizard bullshit.
Yeah.
Oh.
Yeah, this is our home. Oh, by the way, there's 2 free rooms. They're yours, and I point to. One was Shango's, and one was Renatta's. So whoever takes Renatta's, use it with love and care.
Like just that stare, looking back and forth between Vanya, probably like Vanya and Arani looking at each other for a second, like with care.
And like he'll look very sternly, and he'll say, "And I mean with care." And then he'll walk out
Do
the
you
door.
want that one or should I?
It doesn't matter to me. I'm not used to staying in one place for so long.
Neither am I, honestly.
Also, looking at you all are fucking loaded, aren't you? Well, I should have noticed from the platinum.
At times.
Well, technically, him and me are both lords here.
What?
Actually, yeah, Bureau's not a lord.
Bureau's not a lord.
It's just you and I now.
Yeah.
Okay,
it's-
now that's the best shit I've heard in a while. Woo!
You two are fucking lords?
Yes, you will address me as Lord Noxus.
No, and you will not address me like that. You will address me as Fyke or father. That is fine.
I'm kidding. You can just call
I
me
will
Noxus.
address you as Lord anything the day I die.
Ah,
Duly noted. So I guess we should go see Percy now. We did tell him we.
Yeah, we have to tell Percy the bad news. So,
Bureau, would
We
you like
didn't-
to
Percy.
do the honors and let him know?
Yeah, I'll
If you-
send to Percy and I'll let him know we're in town and would like to meet at his earliest convenience.
Alrighty. He responds to the message saying that he is up at Castle Whitestone. And says that he can, if you come up, he can meet with you immediately.
so if you two would like to, you can either join us or explore the town or do whatever you would like freely. Because what we're doing is not going to be particularly fun. So, feel free to.
Is it going to
Right.
deal with more wizard bullshit?
Maybe.
Possibly.
I don't know. Political stuff.
Are you
sure.
going to tell me whatever was relevant from it whenever you leave there?
Yes, of course.
Excellent. Come on, Arani, let's go explore.
Hell yeah.
I have no clue what this fucking place is, but I'm sure gonna find out.
Yes.
Yep.
Please be nice to the staff. They were recently captured and then kidnapped, so please just be nice.
Wait,
to
no,
them.
that was Grey Skull.
That was Grayskull.
Yeah, Grayskull.
But
Don't break anything.
Be nice
I'm
to
not
the
gonna
staff.
break anything unless it tries to attack me.
See if you can scrounge up some Go Phoebe po.
Some what?
Some what?
Go Phoebe
National
po.
Dish of Whitestone.
Do I know what that is? Have I heard it from Goliath?
Go Phoebe, bro.
Yeah, just make sure you get some.
According to Nox, Bureau, and Fyke, it is the official dish of Whitestone.
It is a salad exclusively made of goat, fish, beef, and pork.
Yes.
I'm in!
The
That's
grand,
not
the
a
grand
salad, that's a fucking bowl of meat. I love
It's a meat salad.
Salad, yummy, yummy.
This place has some weird shit and I love it. Alright, let's go get some.
I've never even heard of this place before, but I love it.
Right? Just smacking him on, like, not the back. It's probably like the top of the leg, at the side of the leg at this point.
I like reach out to smack you, but then realize there's nothing there and I have to lean over.
Oh, I don't know about these two together.
Let's go deal with depression, guys.
Shenanigans.
Yes, let's go deal with our crippling
So as
depression.
Vanya and Orani go off to explore Whitestone unaccompanied,
Getting freaked out by the servants here for a
chaos
second. Like, are they see-through? They're
Chaos.
fucking see-through. Do you have ghosts in your place?
Noxus, Fyke, and Biero head off to Castle Whitestone to visit Percival Frederickstein von Musel Kowalski the Rolo III.
Nice.
Yes.
You make your way through the town. It appears to be in fine order, and there are little to no issues at all whatsoever with the place. Things seem to be going on about business as they usually do. You make your way up the hill to the castle, where you are recognized by the Pale Guard and let inside and are escorted to a large meeting room where you find Percival sitting at the end of a long desk with what appears to be some sort of steward handing him sheet after sheet of paper for him to sign, and he looks very bored and displeased to be doing it and says, yes. And he kind of like shoos, like, happy for the excuse to shoo away the steward, and says, I have pressing business with my friends here, so you will have to excuse me, and I can deal with the rest of that later. As the gentleman leaves, he gestures for you all to sit down, and he says, I have to say thank you for getting me out of that. It drives me mad when I'm the only one here to handle such mundane duties. With my wife and sister, both gone, still in New Draconia, trying to deal with things there. That is a task that is taking far longer than any of us really hoped that it would have to.
Well,
We're on our way thereafter. So
Oh, really?
Yes.
anything we can do to help. But,
And the stalemate of the fights between the different factions, political factions there, so that my wife can come home. That would ingratiate with you, with me, for all of eternity. I would be eternally in your debt.
We'll
Well
try
then.
to get the Grand Mistress back here as fast as possible.
we are happy to assist can and do so right away.
How do you intend to get there?
we will figure that
Well, how is your wife getting there? She's traveling
Allura
by sea?
teleports them.
Ah, well, I know Kemah, and she knows Alora. I think I could call in a favor.
Do you know of a
Favor.
sigil there that you could share with me?
Oh, they don't have a sigil as of yet.
Yeah, that could help.
They're still a
I mean, we-
burgeoning new nation.
Well, I
maybe,
guess.
maybe Tara.
Perhaps.
I think that if we have Percy, make a call to Alora, I guarantee we can get that set up. But we have a grave matter to discuss, so let us get that out of the way post haste before we go any further or any more discussions.
When you say grave matter, a look of concern comes across his face, and says, "Grave matter."
Literally.
Yeah, I regret to inform you that, previously known to you, Cortanus has passed away.
He looks genuinely saddened and says, "I terribly sorry to hear that.
Yeah.
She
Yeah.
seemed a noble warrior."
That she was.
Indeed. We should also warn you that the root cause of her death was the meddling of a Rakshasa whose ire we have seemed to have drawn.
Yes, I remember you mentioning something about a Rakshasa previously. I've had my own dealings with them. They are quite troublesome.
Yeah, apparently he had a behold. Who didn't know? So, yeah.
A beholder.
Yeah.
I've had my own dealings with such creatures as well. Is this what felled your compatriot?
Indeed.
Yep.
I am terribly sorry to hear that. I will make sure that she is remembered in the analogues of the histories of Whitestone.
That's very generous of you.
Thank you. And
Yeah. Thank you.
Lord
Oh,
Shango did not take it very well, so he
yeah.
has decided to go on his own adventuring alone. So he will not be joining us any further. He might be popping in and out, but he is alive and well. But he is taking his own path.
That is understandable. I've known sometimes people need to go their own way, and sometimes they come back, and sometimes they don't. But I've had, suffice it to say, it is sometimes for the best for someone to walk their own path a while. Allows them to see things from a different perspective and perhaps more clearly.
So there's only two current lords now to protect the city, which I believe would be Noxus and myself, unless you were to grant knighthood to these fine people.
By the way, we grabbed two new.
To new what?
We got two new people. Goliath. He'll look over the. I don't know what she is. Gnome.
She's
Halfling.
I believe she's a halfling.
Right. Yeah. We picked up two new.
They are characters, to say the least.
I've found most of the Goliaths I've interacted with are. As lords of the first house of Whitestone, you are free to swear into your service any knights that you see fit.
Oh,
Really?
That's a
Yes,
word.
did you not
We didn't
read the
Renata did. We didn't. Cortanis gave her a new name. But yeah, she read it. We didn't.
Should probably look into that. Explains to you all the duties, benefits, and responsibilities that come along with your position.
I know the duties. I didn't know the one of the benefits is I could make knights of people.
Under your service, they become your responsibility. And
Oh yeah, I don't want that. Then forget that. No, let's not knight them. They're gonna make their own.
And their actions are your responsibility as well.
Meets on Fight
Yeah.
Club.
Speaking of that, you should warn guard not to kill a Goliath or a halfling. They're kind of adventurous. City. Just to give you a fair warning, because I city.
I could go warn Karen real quick. I could dash out and just.
How long are you planning on staying in Whitestone?
I mean, we were getting your advice on how we should proceed next to get to New Draconia and then leaving. So probably 2 days, maybe.
Very well.
Yeah.
I'm going to go out on a limb and say that this halfling and Goliath are here because you brought them here. So I am going to hold any damages they cause. You will, the lords of the first house of Whitestone will receive a bill.
Oh no!
Fuck. Bureau, you are now a lord. Go find them, please.
Actually, the ceremony is a bit more involved than that.
Nope, Bureau, leave. Go.
On to other important matters. Lord Percy obviously will do everything we can to aid in Draconia and bring your wife home. Understanding if this must be contingent upon our success, but there's another matter that could use your aid. The hobgoblins of the Ryphamis Peninsula have enslaved a friend of mine who may have potential intelligence on their activities and the damages they may inflict upon Taldore. But in order to get to her, wizard friend ours could use quite a bit of residual.
Oh, don't forget to tell them about the dragon.
Yeah, these hobgoblins had engaged in some sort of arrangement with a blue dragon to become one of their allies or weapons of a sort in whatever their grand plans are against Taldore. And we were able to defeat the dragon. However, the hobgoblin wizard who was involved at the time is back seemingly in the Iron Authority.
Yeah. And they also have that guy I told you to look for. Nope. They died.
If it helps,
One died.
The reason that the residuum is needed is to empower her spells to break through the wards of the hobgoblins, and her research has also already allowed her to do so, to the effect of allowing her to scry through their wards. So perhaps expanding on that technology or abilities in the name of Taldore's defense would be of benefit to Whitestone as well.
Make a persuasion check, Piero.
Come on.
Oh yeah! Right around your little finger.
Bards.
You gotta love the body.
Bureau, so Percy is listening to you intently, and he says, well, the hobgoblins of the Iron Authority are always and he kind of does the air quotes thing, threat to those north of the Rifenus Peninsula. However, they seem to be kept at bay by the dangers of the peninsula and the power of Singorn, as they would have to pass through first by Rodin and then Singorn in order to threaten the rest of the Taldore as a whole. So I'm not too worried about that, even if they did have an old Drake at their disposal. However, I understand your plight and what it is you're trying to do in taking care of your friend. How much residuum are we talking about?
To be perfectly honest with you, my lord, it's unclear. She's in the process of experimenting. I can let you know that in order to achieve the success with her scry spell that she did, she essentially had to build some sort of large residuum-based scrying pool.
It was about the size of a bird bath.
I can arrange a shipment of, and you see he's like actively doing math in his head right now, of 150 pounds of residuum to this individual in Craghammer, you say? I imagine if it's a person of arcane study, it would be at House Thunderbrand.
You are quite right, my lord. Terra Thunderbrand is the person I'm referring to.
I would only require 2 conditions.
Of course.
One, I will, because of your service to this city and Taldore as a whole, sell them the residuum at a discounted rate, taking off 20% off the top of the cost. So the cost would only bring them around 125,000 gold pieces.
Noxus kind of grabs his chest like, oh, fuck.
Remember, Bureau, we get a 10% finder's fee.
And the second condition would be that any and all arcane abilities that she is able to unlock with her research with this proprietary material be made available to Whitestone as well.
Yeah, I think we can work that out.
I'm sure we can work that out. I'll discuss with her. Have her put her representatives in touch with yours right away.
Yes, that shouldn't be a problem. We'll have to step up production. We're not used to handling that much at a time, but I should be able to get it to her if she's willing to come and retrieve it with her. I assume she has the ability to teleport.
Of course.
If she's willing to come and retrieve it, I should have it ready for her by the end of the week.
I will let her know. You're very gracious, my lord.
I understand wanting to rescue a friend that is in need, so I'm happy to help. And with all that you've done for Taldore and Whitestone, I find it hard not to offer my assistance in return.
Well, it is appreciated nonetheless.
Especially seeing as how you are going to go and make sure my wife can come home.
Indeed. In fact, that was my next question was, do you have any suggestions or advice on how we should either get there as quickly as possible or approach the situation once we arrive?
Well, as far as approaching the situation when you arrive, it might be good for you to know the players.
Indeed.
And as far as getting there, I believe you said you had some leads on teleportation. There is also, however, a Captain Damon who's going to be making a scheduled stop here in Whitestone within the next day or so, and he has access to an airship that will be heading to Wildmount if you wish a more leisurely and traditional, I guess, means of travel. I don't know if you can call an airship traditional.
Of course not. We want to get Lady Vexalia back here into your loving embrace as soon as possible. So teleportation travel would be the most preferable.
Ideal.
Very good. Then I have been communicating with Lady Vexalia, and she has been filling me in on some of the major players and parties that are in New Draconia. Knowing who they are and their positions might be of some assistance to you when you get there.
Of course.
Well, first of all, there is the Ravenite Future Coalition is one of the factions. Their leader is Chathis Jaraxon.
Shathis? How do you spell that?
Chassath.
C-H-A...
SSATH.
Okay.
Jarthaxon. JHARTHARXYN.
X, Y.
Their position is they seek a future led by Ravenites for Ravenites. They believe Draconians cannot be trusted. And from the talks that have been being had, it seems they may even wish to exile what Draconians remain in the Dremalt Ravine. The only reason they haven't, as of thus far, according to my wife, is due to the pressure that is being put on them from the delegations from both here in Whitestone and Amon. On the other side of the spectrum is the Draconian Reconstitution Front.
Huh?
Their leader is Nithir Norixus.
There.
Nithther
N-I-T-H...
Ther Norixus. Norixis.
Nox, that's very close to how you spell your name.
It is.
They are close, but they are different. His second in command is a large black dragonborn, goes by the name of Scron Trunoth. Scron Turn Turnuroth. Turnuroth. They. Sorry?
That's not
You cut out.
You cut out.
How about now? Am I good?
Yes.
Yep.
Am I there?
Yes.
Yes.
Like, that's not any relation. Scorn is...
I don't know. Scorn is the only name I got. I'll know when I see him, but I don't. I asked him his name. He said Scorn, and then he said if I ask any more questions, he'll melt my face off. So I didn't ask any more questions of him.
Is Scorn a big black dragonborn?
He is a black dragonborn. He's more like lithe and spry, though. He's more of a skinny guy. That I remember, unless he's bulked up over. It's been 10 years. He could have changed a lot.
Got swole.
He could have got swole.
Well, they seek a return to Draconia to its former glory. and the same social structure, with the Draconians on top and Ravenites subservient below them.
Well, that's not going to happen.
The majority of the arcane magic users are those with tails, and they believe they can hold this leverage and return Draconia to, I believe the way my wife put it was, its former glory.
Wait, so the Ravenites want to exile the magic users, and the magic users want to rule over the exiles still, and they neither one of them want to work together. Like that's a third option.
Well, that brings us to the third political faction that stands between the two,
All right.
the Dragonborn Unification League.
I like it.
Their leaders are Haran Rex,
That's your mom. That's
Yeah.
That's your mom.
Get.
and Donar Turnurath.
Wait. So,
We could stage a coup.
They seek to bring both Draconian and Ravenite together in a unified future as equals.
That's the one we're for, Bureau. In case you didn't know.
oh, thanks for the heads up.
No problem. You're very dumb. I just wanted to inform you.
And
So
they
glad-
have been the only, according to my wife, thing keeping the Ravenite Future Coalition and the Draconian Reconstitution Front from all-out violence and bloodshed. Both the Draconian Reconstitution Front and Ravenite Future Coalition have their extremist factions who fall into violence at times. And the Draconian Reconstitution Front have been able to bolster their ranks as of late, as many of the surviving Draconians that fled further into Wildmount when Draconia had first fell and refused to live under the heel of the Ravenites have returned to bolster their ranks. And with their powerful magic users, they somehow have become a equal force to the Ravenite Future Coalition. And there is a growing number of them who are magically inclined, inexplicably.
Interesting. And ominous. Well, that is a lot of information, and we will put it to the best use to bring your wife home safely, my lord.
Oh, I have no doubt she'll come home safely. I just want her home sooner rather than later. She's more than capable of taking care of herself. The children grow restless. I have many logistical and clerical duties here in the castle that prevent me from my responsibilities as the Grand Sophist of Ingenuity. And I have quite a few designs that I've been hoping to get to. And with me being one of only a couple of council members here, I am stuck signing papers.
All right. To get your mind off that, how is young Percival doing on his fencing lessons?
Oh, you dick.
That just got you experience points.
I'm a chatty Cathy. You fucking can't mention your kids without me asking how they're doing.
Well, things have been going quite well. as a matter of fact. His tutor is extremely gifted, if not a little uncouth in her training regimen, though I've found that he is taking more to firearms and tinkering as of late.
Do you know that Vero bested her in the Day of Challenging? 1-on-1?
I
Oh
did
yeah, he
hear
did.
something about that, yes.
Yeah.
Uncouth in what way?
She she insists on making sure that the training is private between the two of them, so that he can focus entirely on his studies, apparently.
Brown chicken, brown cow. Um.
I'm sorry?
Hmm?
Well, hopefully there's nothing untoward.
I don't know why you would make such a ridiculous accusation. Um,
I made no accusation. You said she was uncouth, and I simply offered my hope that there's nothing to worry about.
well, unfortunately, the one who defeated her in the Day of Challenging isn't around enough to give tutoring lessons to my son, so...
Boom, roasted. Go
Oh.
ahead.
I mean, he's
Fair.
not wrong, Bureau.
He is quite right. And if
And
the
whatever your
Lord,
personal feelings about her, she is a gifted fencer.
you will get no argument from me on that matter.
Oh, I do have a question, Percy. I was wondering, do you know where to find something so these people can understand Draconian better? I've been teaching, and I don't have the time to teach them.
There are spells that can accomplish this.
I don't.
What's that?
I know them.
I believe there's one called Comprehend Languages. Another
Oh,
one
yeah.
referred to
Shango.
as Tongues.
We did just lose our help.
You're cutting in and out
You're
again.
Cutting in and out.
Motherfucker. Am I good now?
For the
I don't know
moment.
why, I wait and it's good.
Just keep speaking up. You're good.
Well, I guess I'm gonna have to go find out where these spells are, cause the one guy that we did have now gone. So
You travel with quite a few capable magic users, so...
And I'm very good in Draconic, and I say that in Draconic.
how broken is?
I mean... what he actually says is, I Draconic good.
Max just goes like this. And sure you do, Fyke. Sure you do.
See, you know what I meant. That's what matters.
Percy, did you
Plus,
get any
comment-
of that?
Oh, I don't speak Draconic.
Yeah, so
Am I the only one?
he's a smarty guy. So boom.
I've mastered Elvis, Celestial, and Sylvan.
Don't look at him like he's a piece of shit. Say thank you to Lauren. I think we take a lot of his.
I was more along the lines of just like, am I the only one as like?
Luckily for your party, it appears they have an interpreter.
Yay. Thank you, Bahamut.
Anyway, I wish you the best of luck, and we will make all the necessary arrangements with your compatriot Terra in Craghammer.
Thank you again, Lord.
My pleasure. I wish you the best of luck in New Draconia.
We will send word.
Tread carefully.
Of course.
Don't worry, we have dynamite for that.
No.
It's not exactly what I meant.
Also, we use the dynamite.
We
Now
have one
left.
stick left.
Oh,
Yeah.
do we?
Yes, we do, motherfucker.
Yes, we do. I threw him 3, not 4.
That's where we'll pick things up next week.
Uh,
As you guys leave Castle Whitestone and head down into the village to see what sort of antics.
How much of it is on fire? I just need to know. What is on fire?
hey, no. That would burn all the Go Phoebe Po. We're not gonna burn it.
Exactly. We're busy eating.
Yeah.
So how much of the sun tree is on fire is what I'm asking.
No, you
No,
just
they're on
find
fire.
Vanya and Orani having terrible bouts of the meat sweats.
Yeah, they're
Basically.
They were challenging each other to eat as much Go Phoebe Po as possible.
Oh, God.
Absolutely.
Thank God they're in the other end of the house. These farts are gonna be terrible.
Ronnie's just gonna have to run around the entire city for a while to like get the metabolism up. Work it off.
Alright, is she a barbarian? Or is she a monk?
If you want to tell them, I mean, you can tell them if you want. What,
If
what
you want to
your
keep it a
class
surprise
breakdown is.
yeah, if you want to keep it a surprise till
I mean,
first
I think
encounter,
I know it, but I'll keep my
you can
mouth
take
shut.
a guess.
It's guess Kensai monk warlock.
Mm-hmm.
Oh, do I need more?
No, I'm just saying you made your guess and I said mm-hmm.
Oh, okay.
Well, she's clearly a ghostwise halfling.
Yes, that is definitely
Oh, I forgot
Yeah,
about
I
that.
definitely got the sense of Kensai monk.
Oh yeah.
Nice.
Oh,
It's gonna be fun.
Yep.
The good news is
Gonna
Fyke
be
has someone to
great.
party with now.
Bad news is Fyke has someone to party with now.
Yeah.
You can't get drunk.
I can't party now.
You can still enjoy a nice wine. There's
can-
nothing wrong with
He can get drunk vicariously.
Yes, here, have another.
Ronnie will do all the shit that he would wish he would do if he was drunk.
I'll still do that shit and then blame it on being drunk. I didn't know I couldn't get drunk at all. I thought.
I love the
you thought
idea
it
that
was
he was just faking it the entire time just to get through.
I mean, the way I see it, if you want to be drunk, you can be drunk. I just like messing with you.
Oh, yeah. So
Yeah. I like the idea of like just being like, nobody knows this, right? I'm just gonna pretend.
well, I am very proficient in deception, so
Mhm.
Here you go.
I can gladly play off that I'm fucking shit faced anytime.
And there are two people you did not promise to not lie to.
That is true. I did not promise. I promised my friends I wouldn't lie to them, but these are just compatriots right now, so I can fucking lie to you guys all I want. And I told you tons of secrets, but you forgetted them because you were shit faced.
I was there
Forgetted
too.
them.
Yeah, I told you both. I told you a bunch of secrets, but
I got a lot less shit faced than she did.
Yeah.
I was in
I
the
just don't give a shit.
I was in the war, man. I seen some shit. I fought a lady on a big pig. She was a bitch, and I stayed all the time door by myself fighting that lady on a pig. I don't give a shit what any of you guys say.
You sure you want to leave us, Shango? You sure?
Fought a lady on a pig.
It was a pig, right? She had a pig mouth.
No.
Then that's fine.
No.
That's fine. It
was
was
a
alive.
boar.
It was a pig.
You thought it was a
An
pig.
exaggeration.
Bore.
Oh
My
my
story
God.
Boar's a pig.
more dramatic. It had big, huge tusks.
It was a
like
dire
oryx. And it died like a bitch though, because I hit it with
King
wyvern
pig.
poison. I had a wyvern.
Did it have 3 heads?
Yeah, it had 2 heads. Who said that? Who said 3? That's a
Two-headed
fucking
king pig.
lion.
You guys want your experience? Or...
Yes, please.
Yay.
I don't know. I want to hear more about this woman on a pig.
I mean, to be fair, yeah.
You can get
I'm
that
sure
right
he
after this
told you.
bathroom break.
Orani, I gave you the experience points for Ren's stuff and Orani's stuff tonight.
Like,
You got 22.
I'm gonna need to catch my ass up.
Yeah, she's only level 11.
Mm-hmm.
Oh,
Oh, must protect. Must protect.
not having another one die.
Nox, you got 21. Fyke 22, Bureau and Vanya 21 each. Shango, I didn't keep track of XP for
Yeah.
you because I figured.
Yeah, that's fine.
Ding, ding, ding.
Hey.
Oh, who dinged? Bureau?
Yeah, that was exactly what I needed.
This is exactly how many you needed.
Nice.
Nice.
Get you to 13.
Yep.
Ooh boy.
Ooh, another
I shall
Level
never catch up.
down.
Join the club, buddy.
You'll
Join
catch
the
up.
club.
Because your level's behind them, so you're gonna level faster.
Oh, really?
Yeah, because it
Oh, yeah.
takes you less to level right now than it does for them.
Does it? Oh.
Yeah.
Remember?
I couldn't remember when the
15.
cutoff was for 15. For 10 to 15 times.
But well, it's right now. You're at 11 times 15.
15.
And
That's
they're
true.
at 13 times 15. So
Oh,
Yeah,
yeah,
we gotta get to 190. I'm at 121 right now.
195.
your proficiency bonus goes up to +5. Your Song of Rest die goes up to a D10,
Woo!
and you get 7th level spells,
Yes!
which I'm pretty sure bards have access to teleport.
We do, so I was gonna.
Hint, hint.
I'm kind of torn between teleport and the mansion.
Oh!
Mansion, 'cause we
Fully
have
stocked
Shango.
bar!
We need the mansion because Shango's gone.
Oh yeah, we don't have Tiny Hut
No.
anymore.
We need teleporters. Shango's gone.
Yeah,
Shango didn't have teleport.
Yeah,
Shango
Bureau
had. Yeah, Barrow has teleportation circle though.
Oh yeah.
Yeah.
Curious what a circle, yeah.
You could also. There's lots of spells that bards have access to. Resurrection, regenerate,
Yeah. I
Mordenkainen's
think-
Magnificence Mansion, Mordenkainen's Sword,
Yeah.
Force
I think
Cage. It was cool.
looking at all those. I
BRB.
think
I gotta go to the bathroom.
sword.
Mordenkainen's Sword is kind of like a Bigby's hand, except you summon a big arcane sword that does 3d10 damage every time you hit with it.
I mean,
It's
that's
like
pretty dope.
worse. It's like worse spiritual weapon.
Worse as in worse for them? For us.
You.
Hmm.
What?
Plus, you leveled up so you can switch out a spell if you want.
Yep. So
There
I
you go.
think I'm gonna take the mansion and I'm gonna switch out suggestion for tongues.
I'm gonna turn off the stream. Thank you for watching, everyone. Have a good night.
I'm a badass asexual polyhedral dice holder. I'm proud to be. I'm a flying ace and fly through outer space. Hello, sweetie. I'm a badass asexual polyhedral dice holder. I'm proud to be in whatever sitch, like singing on Twitch or playing D&D. I'm a badass asexual polyhedral dice holder. You may call me obsessive, but I just border on being a collector and being a dragon that sits atop my treasure. That's so shiny. I'm a badass asexual polyhedral dice holder, and my partners love me for it. I'm a natural 20 when it comes to being